Nice.
Legends Never Dies? Nah. Yeah, so Gamescom. Uncle Monty 197 followed me on the 18th of August. Thanks,
Hey,
Uncle.
cool.
Thanks, Uncle Monty.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to change my controller.
It's not you that's playing.
Yeah, but I'll
You're gonna
suddenly
break
cut
the
out
illusion!
midstream. I was going to suddenly cut out midstream if I don't.
Oh no, they're gonna know. They're gonna know that I toggle control to you for Big Bro mode.
2 seconds.
Oh, I've never felt so alone. This is like, when you go over to your friend's house and they have another friend at the house, and then the friend that you both know goes away somewhere. Like, then you go to the shop, and then you're just sat with the person that you don't know, but the person you do know does know. And you're both just sitting there like, all right. Oh, he's back. Oh, thank fuck.
I'm back. I'm back. It's
I
okay.
was,
Don't
I was
panic.
just, no, I was just explaining that felt like, when you go to a friend's house and they have another friend there that you don't know, and
Uh,
then the friend that you both know goes to the shop, and you're just sat there with this guy that knows the guy you know, but you don't know that guy that knows the guy you know.
yeah, yeah, and it's really awkward.
And you're just kind of sitting there like, oh, hey,
Yeah, can't wait till they come back, huh?
yeah. And then as soon as they step
um,
through the door, they're just like, oh, hey, bye.
just conceal a sigh of relief, like, oh, thank fuck for that.
I'm sure this guy's great. I just don't know it yet, and I've not got time to speedrun this.
Have you got game footage for me?
Huh? Oh yeah, right.
Have you, yeah, just so I can follow along.
I forgot about that. Hang on.
I mean, I can of course still watch it on Twitch, but there's less latency if I do it through this.
Yeah, that means we get the little offset if I react to something, and you're like, "What's he reacting to?" Oh,
Yeah.
somebody's watching me.
I see you have a fine straw hat, sir.
I do, thank you. I'm also wearing my traveler's attire, but what we're going to do right now is we're just going to liberate the Yagata farmstead just on our way by.
Sounds good.
And then I figure the plan for the evening can be we'll jump back and we'll do a wee bit of upgrading and grabbing and stuff because I can do that.
Hmm.
And then I'll just kind of work my way, Ketchi fishing village, liberate that, liberate the Takashiki farmstead, and then we'll start working our way through these tales
Nice.
and shrine
That
just
blue
unlock
one.
everything.
See the blue one? What's that for? Oh, right,
Gosaku.
Gosaku's armor. Gosaku's armor's sick. It
Cool.
is very, very sword fighting focused.
Cool. All right, let's try and get that tonight then.
Cool.
But yes, how are you? Are you good?
I'm good. Yeah, I had a sort of unexpected day off. So I put in for like half a day of leave at work, just just because I could, and I found out there was um, basically they came back and said, yeah, that's approved. By the way, there's room for you to take the full day. Do you want that? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I've had a nice day off. I have completely murdered Hogwarts Legacy.
Ah, playing as a bad wizard, were you?
No, I've been playing as
Sorry, dog.
I've been playing as full altruistic Goodman.
Hey,
The
hey!
dark the
You
dark
fuck!
No, I've been playing full altruistic Goodman, and the dark arts playthrough comes later.
Nice. I will absolutely. Do you know what? I might even, when I play it, I might even stream it and I'll do my Dark Art run right away because there's no way I'm going to play as a good guy. You fucking kidding me? I don't care. I don't respect the lore enough to do that. You fucking ain't no chance.
The most evil Hufflepuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I take it you're going by your house result for your first playthrough.
Oh yeah, of
Because
course,
like,
of course.
because obviously we did it on stream. We know what you are.
But what does a try-hard, evil Hufflepuff look like? You know, that's the reason games exist, so I can find this out.
Well, I think a try-hard evil Hufflepuff would basically be. I just want to be left the fuck alone. Like, can I just do my own thing, please? Have a chill time myself. Oh, everyone's fucking bothering me with quests and goblin rebellions and shit like that. Can you all just fuck off? That
I
that's what that that's what I kind of get from it. That's my instinct, anyway.
Man, that just sounds like me, but just generally. Like, oh man, I need to do all this stuff so I don't have to do stuff.
Well, I think Emma's plan, I think, is to do. I don't know what her next house is going to be. Yeah, she's going to do. I think she's going to do evil Hufflepuff as well, and then between us all, because my evil playthrough is going to be Ravenclaw. We're going to be able to see, like, just across everybody, the like how diverse it can be, I suppose.
Oh no, it turns out not at all.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be boring? Get back here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what variance there is. Like, on the face of it, like, I don't know if there's going to be that much. It might prioritize certain NPCs more. But look, there definitely seems to be certain characters in the game who have just more story written for them than others.
Yes, not all characters are created equal.
No, definitely not. Remember, you got your devil trigger for the power of fear if you need it, but I think it's just that dog.
Just scare the shit out of the dog. What an asshole. No, there's still someone right. There's an asshole over there. There's none behind me. Alright, okay. He's not standing by the door, so I can't just bust through like the Tsushima boogeyman. Oh.
I can't do the shogi assassination.
That was still good enough. Archer. Oh, not Archer.
Oh, he's he tried.
That's not how that would work. That's not how that would work at all.
The stagger on the longbow is insane. It like lifts people off their feet. It's crazy.
Just look at him. He's in a sexy pose now. He's da da da. Paint me, Lord Sakai. Paint me like one of your Mongol girls. Use my blood as the paint, my lord. And I sit there and I'm like, okay, very well. And I pull out the little easel. And
Amazing. In the chat, who we got? Ronan, Bebob, and King Kong are here. Hello, guys.
how's it going? I ran into the other Keen on my way to work today.
Yeah,
It was very nice seeing him.
Mr. Otix.
Yeah, Mr. Otix, that beard is getting like, man, that should come with a free panel van.
My beard is growing long and lustrous lately.
Oh, I look forward to seeing it. See, I've always felt like you're as good as your beard game is. You've always had a superior Overtash game.
Oh, the tash is. I mean, like, I do like the beard. The tash is my pride and joy.
That shit always is like completely separate from the lower half too. Like they're two distinct entities. Like my shit all blends
Yeah.
together, and I've just got hair face.
No, I like having a separate mustache, and I haven't done it in a while. But I imagine if I waxed that shit, it would look insane.
Oh, I feel like we're gonna have to have an occasion.
Yeah. we'll post pictures on the old forbidden Facebook.
They'll be like, "Oh my god, where did they go? What was the what was the stream day out?" And I'll be like, "Oh no, we just sat in. We just watched
Yeah, we just chilled out.
Yeah, no, we were just watching The Room."
We watched some of that backlog of movies that you've requested for us.
Oh piss! Yeah.
That is definitely in order soon. not least because Vox Machina has been requested, and I'm so up for that.
Who requested that?
I don't know. It might have been Emma. Not sure.
Whoever it was, they're banned.
Whoever it was, their band. No, Emma's shaking her head. It wasn't her. I can't remember
Uh,
who it was.
she's trying to avoid a ban. That's what we'll do. I will stream with you, and I will have you muted the entire time. That's your punishment. I'll turn it off so nobody can hear you. And they're like, "Oh, is that right? Is that what you think about that particular creed or gender or race? Oh, that's shocking." And you'll have no way to defend yourself.
So we are being asked how is Gamescom. I think you're more equipped to answer that than me because you have been watching a bit. I've been pulling up a list of announcements so far, just so we can go through those. But is there what has been standing out for you?
Gamescom, it's not the same as. I'm trying to think of like things to compare it to. Right, see, like Summer Game Fest.
Yeah,
That is like where Jeff Keighley opens the Keighley bin and lets all the juice flow, and you've just
yep,
got to sit there and go, world premiere, yep, yep, world
yep.
premiere, yeah, Jeff, thank you, world premiere, every time. Can you not just say this whole block are world premieres and speedrunners? No, I have to take my time with every one of them. It gets me
Yeah, we have
off.
to introduce everyone just so that you know that each and every one of these games is a world premiere.
Yeah, exactly right. And Jeff just needs you to know that he gets to show it off first because he's the daddy. It's like, okay, Jeff. But then you get something like Evil, where you know you're going to get
Hmm.
shown specific things. Like I'm going to get shown fighting game shit here. Awesome.
Yeah,
Gamescom feels to me like Jeff Keighley's little. That this is like his in between, almost like his practice round for the real shows. And in this one,
yeah,
it focuses a lot more on just reiterating things we already know, but in more
yeah,
detail. So, for example, the things that I've seen being announced on it so far is like Modern Warfare 3. It's like, yeah, we knew that was coming. So
yeah.
you're just showing us it? Okay, cool. Nightingale. So yeah, we knew that was coming. So you're just showing us it. It looks really good though. And the it's not really like a world premiere heavy event.
Yeah, I have glanced at the first few announcements here, and they are all for games that I knew about. So there's not anything new that's like leapt out at me.
Yeah, it's not the show to go to get Jeff's bin juice all over your shoes. This is him more like just opening up the lid and showing you stuff. But he's not going to
Hmm.
let you actually like take it out and rummage about with it yet. Is that a guy over there? Where is this last? I found the dude, but it seems like there's another. Like I couldn't
Uh,
interact with him, so it seems like there might be another enemy. What the fuck is going on here? This
Is
game's
there a,
dark.
is there an upstairs in that building? Because I saw that the hostage that's left was like in a building. Is the last person upstairs? Because that caught me out a few times.
Uh,
No.
they're not up these stairs, but that doesn't mean they're not upstairs. So there's a person here, but it's like, oh, you're not tied up. You're just cowering, asshole.
Yeah.
Maybe this one. No, I've taken a
Okay.
start here on the stream.
So while you're finding this, do you want me to start running off announcements?
Oh, go on then. Is it actually
Okay.
finished? Is Gamescom finished, or is it still
No, it's
running?
well. I mean, this article that I'm on says it is developing, so I will refresh the page every so often if we reach the end. But first off is Starfield, which in
Oh,
I do have a related piece of news for that.
oh,
It
I think I
seems
have the
that
same one.
yeah, they're taking another L.
Oh, this might not be the one. Oh, hang on, I found the right way. Sick.
Hey, nice. So they've taken another L. So like one of the things that mind use fear before you get hit. The
Oh, bitch.
I lost it. But the Starfield thing that I heard, it's like in the trailers we have seen numerous times now, footage of mech suits,
Right.
and basically looked like they would be a playable, wearable thing. Apparently, they are not. Apparently, they are just for NPC characters.
I'll tell you what though, they will be available for a premium down the line once we figured out how to make it not break the game. Right? Huh?
Yeah, I mean, they need to find out how to make the game not break in the first place. I fully expect this to be a standard Bethesda release where it is a broken mess upon release.
Oh yes, thank you. So good to hear it.
I am looking forward to the fallout.
Oh, oh, ah! Right, hang on. I need to go to the toilet. I'll be right back. But I have some thoughts on
Did
this.
you
I want
like
to
that
share.
one? Did you like that one?
I loved it. It was so good. I'm so happy right now. It's going to be hard to pee because you have given me a. No, I'll be right back.
So, inadvertently, we appear to have picked up one of the 6 keys that we need for Gusaku's armor. So that's nice. We don't even know that we need this yet. But we will hear about this a little bit later, but Gusaku was a hero of the people in the game, and because of that, the keys to his armor are with various farmsteads and settlements all around the island. So us clearing out these settlements is actually going to give us some progress. Dargo and I are both, PlayStation adherents, I suppose you could call it. Sony ponies, whatever you want to call it. But there's bound to be someone with us, right, who... Does anyone with us here own an Xbox? Is anyone excited for Starfield? I mean, we are probably going to get it in about 5 or 6 years when they release it on every single console and toaster that's available.
Oh, I can't
But is
wait
anyone
to play it in my
excited for it
fridge.
just now?
Have you seen those new fridges where you chap on them and they show you what's inside them without you having to open them up?
Oh, man.
I have a dream of a world where I chap my fridge and Skyrim starts on it, and it's just like, Dovahkiin, choose your meal. And all of the meals inside my fridge are augmented to look like they are stuff from Skyrim, but then you still have to open up the fridge and it's just an apple.
If I choose a healthy option, do we get a buff?
Oh, that's ridiculous. See, here's the thing,
Do we
though,
get
right?
junk food debuffs?
Like you say, it's a fucking Bethesda game, man. It's going to be absolutely playable to whatever standards you take that is. That's up to you.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be really. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is the one. Maybe this is they've finally shaken themselves and gone. Do you know what, guys? Todd's sitting there. He's looking at himself in the mirror late night. He's splashing cold water in his face, and he's going, Toddy boy, this is it. You got to grab yourself up by those bootstraps there. We got to make this right. You've made some mistakes, but god damn it, you're a good man at heart. Are you gonna let them get you down? Are you gonna become the man you always feared you'd be? Or are you gonna stand up to the occasion? And then, Todd's looking back at him. I don't know, Todd. I don't know if I can do it, Todd. Shut up! It's like when fucking
Is this a Moon Knight type thing?
No, fuck Moon Knight. No. This is Willem Dafoe as Goblin talking to himself.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what to do. You know what to do.
Avenge me!
Exactly, but it's Todd in the mirror to himself. He's like, make another good game. No, I don't want to.
A can is too expensive.
We're gonna need at least 16 times the detail.
I need to be able to say it just works.
But Todd, we're gonna need 10 times the graphic fidelity, all new weather systems. I can't do it, Todd. Here's the thing, I had a thought about Starfield earlier on while I was in the toilet, and I wanted not while I was in the toilet right there. Earlier on, I was in it, and I was having thinky thoughts. I don't know if I've told you this, right? But you know how like normal people, from what I remember, I'm going back a decade here.
From what you remember about normal people.
From what I remember about normal people with arseholes that work, you tend to go in there and you sit down with your phone and you like scroll through some stuff, or maybe you watch a wee video, and that's just kind
Yeah.
of when you unwind a wee bit and do some thinking and reflecting. And
Yeah, it's a thinking time.
when I was a kid, that was the scene of some of my greatest Game Boy achievements. But obviously, I don't do that because I don't need to.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes just for nostalgia, I will just go in there and sit down for a wee bit and just look at my phone or something. Just see,
Yeah.
just to have a look at, just I don't know, just to be normal. And I was in there doing that earlier on, and I was thinking, right, I can tell you exactly what the problem with Starfield is going to be, and why it's not going to be Skyrim, and what Skyrim did right that Starfield will do wrong. And it's super easy to put into perspective, right? So
Okay.
let's take Skyrim. That's a game that is heralded as having an excellent world where you are walking through the world and you enjoy exploring it. Exploration's fucking amazing. We love exploration. You find a little cave and you go in the cave and there's some fucking bears in the cave and you're like, oh my god, it's a cave in the bear. And then you go into another cave and it's bandits, but they're also slavers. Holy fuck. And you're just constantly kind of moving around looking at shit, right?
Yeah.
But see when you take that and just break it down. Just turn it into a map with data points, right? Just a flat map, and you go, okay, there's a thing here, 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 and here, and all of this stuff in between that is just a big field, or maybe there's rocks, or maybe there's a river, or maybe there's trees. Like there's just always going to be stuff in between the stuff that you have to kind of walk through and explore, right?
Yes.
So in Starfield, you're in space. So you're not in a field. The stuff in between your stuff is just void.
Yeah.
So not really much going on there. So the only thing that you're really going to be engaging with heavily is the destinations. Let's look at the destinations. Only 10% of the planets that you will visit will be populated in the game. Cool.
Yeah.
So that means that 90% of the destinations I go to are just going to be fucking empty. It's going to be the maps from Skyrim that you use as the between cool stuff bits, but that's the feature. That's what I am going to explore. Awesome. I can't wait. I really can't wait. I can't wait to just strap on my little spacesuit, get in my spaceship, and just go look at fucking nothing somewhere else.
But see, like, I think the games that we can we can probably readily compare it to because of the whole sci-fi space genre thing that's going on. I mean, like, there's going to be people who are comparing it to Mass Effect. Now, Mass Effect, it has had its faults with like 3 and Andromeda and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, that is a very story-rich game. It's kind of like being your own Star Trek. And there are decisions that carry weight and have consequences.
Is it Star Trek, or would it be more like one of the less kind of family-oriented, wholesome, good story messaging ones? Like, is it Star Trek, or is it fucking Farscape, where there's just a bunch of shit happening and you're right in the middle of it, and you
Yeah,
can
I mean,
like,
look, there's
there's
a
an
case
alien that
for it.
farts helium.
Well, there's definitely a case for that. I think because of I'm thinking, Star Trek, because there's like a kind of galactic council thing going on, and like your decisions are like weighted very black and white, good and evil. Look at this guy just crawling through this guy's leg.
Help! Help! I think my legs are broken. I fell down. It's very hard to stand up. I'm going to try. Ah! Name that movie. Name that
oh,
quote.
I've died.
Can you name the movie? Do you remember? It's classic cinema.
Austin Powers.
Yeah, one of Will
2.
Ferrell's earliest roles.
Yeah, when he was Mustafa, was it?
Yeah, that's right,
Yeah,
Mustafa.
yeah, yeah.
Which
Uh,
here's just a sidebar, right? We were
uh,
talking about, I'm gonna get cancelled here. We were talking the other day about the
don't
whole
worry,
like,
Bebob. I'm getting to that. That is my second example that I'll be
yeah,
given.
you know the whole like thing with like Disney movies and shit like that. They're coming out and it's like, oh my God, Snow White isn't white. What the fuck are we gonna do?
Snow
Yeah,
White
yeah,
isn't a lot of things.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
Uh,
likable. That's maybe one of them.
Ooh. I mean, holy shit, man! I think Hogwarts has really tipped you into the not liking women openly side of things. Do you feel now that you've completed it that Hustlers University subscription might be for you?
Nah, man. I mean, it has compounded. Well, one of the things that it has compounded
Oof.
my hatred of is goblins.
Ah,
The my years and years of RPG playing, that has had me just like massacring goblins en masse. Like that is very much still present in Hogwarts.
yeah.
There's
So,
there's a grand total of like two good goblins in the entire game.
goddamn. But yeah, getting back to the race thing. I was watching a movie. Holy shit! I was watching a movie the other
Yay!
day, and I realized that this movie has got an example of a character being played by a person who's not of that nationality that everybody was just so fucking cool with. Like they don't even mention it today, and it just
Uh-huh.
happened. It just happened again.
Oh,
He just played that character again, and nobody said shit. What's that about? And the example I am talking of is, of course, John Rhys Davies.
yeah.
Bitch is Welsh.
He is Welsh.
He's a white dude
Very
from
Welsh.
Wales, but he was
Yep.
Salah.
Yep.
Nobody nobody gave a fuck.
No, no
So
one
the
cared.
the thing I'm getting at here is that like maybe it doesn't always matter, but maybe if you're a total dick in the process, that's kind of when it becomes a soupy issue. Maybe if you're going to do that kind of thing, just be like John Rhys Davies and just be class at it. You know what I mean? Just be class. Just do it and then fuck off and be a dwarf. Oh, she could have played everyone in the movie. It could have been like an Eddie Murphy thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have actually liked that. Anyway, right back to Starfield. So a few more points to make on that
Yeah.
piece of
I
shit.
can I can also I can also give you my hog thoughts later if you'd like.
Please.
I'll do it spoiler free if you're intending to play through, but so
I don't give a shit.
so yeah, so like, I don't think it's going to be like Mass Effect because it has like Mass Effect is too emphasized on the story, and like from what we see of Starfield, it seems to be more emphasized on the exploration.
It
Because
seems like the
with not
driving force for the narrative in Mass Effect is your dick.
how much you like to swing it around, but yeah, like with Starfield, maybe the stuff in Gamescom that I've not seen yet shows more story, but like I don't think that the story seems to be an emphasis with this game. I think it seems to be more about the worlds that you go to, and for that, the next logical thing to compare it to is No Man's Sky, which, as we know, has had the craziest redemption arc.
I genuinely really like the internet story and video. I watch it like fairly regularly, and it really does paint an amazing picture of how one side of a story can be presented as one thing and the other side can be presented as another. And at the end of the day, all that really matters, like he says in the video, at the end of the day, your actions are the only thing that matters, or whatever that accent is. And like these guys really fucking did it. Like they took it on the chin. They just
Yeah,
went, "Yo, we fucked up, and we are going to fix it," and they did.
yeah, because like when when the game was like released, when No Man's Sky was released, like there was a lot of hype built up to it, and a lot of the things that were shown were just not there. And the phrase "no man's lie" you just went around and caught on, right? So and then for them to then go away and decide, right, okay, we're gonna deliver on everything that we have done, everything that we have promised, everything we have shown, we're going to deliver on it, and then we're going to do some more stuff. And it seems like that game, that game, looking at it now, I don't think I'd want to start it, to be honest. I think maybe if it was brought to PSN, I'd maybe give it a try. But like, it feels like one of these games that if you go into it, you never fucking leave.
Yeah, that's exactly why I don't want to play something like Witcher 3.
Yeah, I mean, I am going to play Witcher 3 because there's a free, I think there's a free PS5 upgrade if you have the base, the PS4 version.
Oh, really?
I think if you have that version, they let you upgrade it. So
Well.
I'm probably going to do it. But I know that will be a massive endeavor. Same with Persona 5.
Yeah, no, I'll just wait until one of these assholes redeems it and makes me waste the next 300 hours of my life running through a fucking field searching for some wee lassie or whatever the game's about. I don't know.
Well, it's mostly about monster hunting.
If I can take the Netflix TV show as anything, then it's mostly about bad writing.
Well, the Witcher 3 is kind of, at this point, universally beloved. It was not without its problems when it came out either, but these days it is almost universally beloved, and it's the definitive Witcher experience.
I'm going to be the H-bomber guy of Witcher. Is Witcher 3 unfairly beloved?
Unfairly beloved.
I'll go into it.
Not unfairly maligned, unfairly beloved.
Yeah, I'll just start strawmanning arguments into it and just be like, as you can see here, Geralt used the wrong pronoun, so he's a dick. he plays Hogwarts.
So from what I understand, the Witcher 3 is good. I mean, I've played a very small portion of it. I loaded it up and started playing it, and then like basically something else came along that I really wanted to play, and it was kind of like, do I want to spend the next 300 years in this game, or do I want to play the game that I'm excited about?
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's
happened a few times.
I had that moment earlier on today. I was looking at my playtime and I've got like 184 hours in Monster Hunter Rise, and I was like, am I enjoying this? Yes. Alright, cool. Continue.
Just a vibe check. Are we enjoying this? Okay.
Were those 180 hours like worth it? Were they well spent? Was that fun? Yes, it was. Okay, carry on.
Yeah.
I could have had the platinum by now, turned this game off and never thought about it again, but motherfucker, I'm too good at Monster Hunter with that hammer to ever put it down. It's just so good.
Apparently, I recently loaded Elden Ring onto the PS5, and discovered two things. One, my playtime on that game is over 400 hours. I did not realize this.
Wow.
And the other thing that I realized is that the trophy data does not transfer between PS4 and PS5.
Oh, shite.
So I have precisely one trophy in the PS5 version, and that trophy is Godskin Duo, because although it does carry over your progress from version to version, it doesn't carry over your trophy data.
You son of a fuck. Do you know what that means?
Yeah. Yep.
That
Just
means
our
our lore run
again.
Our lore run is going to trigger another plat run for Elden Ring. Yippee skip. Why does that not happen for Bloodborne?
I don't know.
Why can't I have more reasons to play the one that I really love? Like, I really, really like the other ones, but I fucking love Bloodborne now.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's all the more awesome because, like, you know, at the beginning, in the beginning, in the before 4 time, you actually bounced off Bloodborne the first time.
Oh fuck that game! Like the first 3 times, I hated it. I still turn it on sometimes and go, I remember why I hated this game. Fucking love it. I
But
don't know what that says about me.
well, I think I have been thinking that it might be like it might be quite good to because like when we are doing it, we are doing the Elden Shitlord playthrough, but
Mm,
we're also doing the I would imagine kind of a lore run.
yes, I'd like to.
Yep, and there is a really satisfying thing that I don't know I don't know what how you would feel about, but it's something that I experienced in my first playthrough and it felt pretty sick. Using Malekith's Black Blade to basically fight the final boss because
Bro,
you're using the destined death to kill a god.
I will use whatever you want me to at this point. Like, I just want to. You know that way I've watched so many From Games challenge run videos, and I've
Hmm.
played so many From games. I'm like, why am I not doing that? I play Pokemon like a Nuzlocke from the beginning every time now, just to make it more fun. Why am I not doing this with From games?
Have I told you my latest Elden Ring content obsession?
No,
It is Elden Ring Bingo, or Elden Bingus as I tend to call
not Elden
it.
Ringo. It's right there.
I know it's right there. I know, but yeah, the I have been thoroughly enjoying some Elden Ringo there. I'll use it, um,
Hey.
and basically the way that it's set up is that you have two Elden Ring playing YouTube players, and they have a grid of I believe it's a 5 by 5 grid.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's a 5 by 5 grid of tasks, and it can be like kill 3 tree sentinels or kill 3 bosses with Erd Tree in their name, or or kill like a named boss, or get to a certain level with a certain stat, and like it's all randomized every time they do it. And it is a lockout bingo. So basically, if you do the thing and you claim the square, the other player can't claim that square.
Oh, that's cool.
And the idea is that they have to either get a line, so from going from one side of the grid to the other unbroken, or if that's not possible, the player with majority wins, and that's basically first to 13 squares.
Oh, we should do something like that at some point. That'd be amazing.
But there is a sort of there's a sort of like between a whole bunch of like Elden YouTubers, there is like kind of like a bingo league. They call it Bingo Brawlers,
Okay.
and we've been watching it and thoroughly enjoying it. So if you're stuck for something to watch one day, give it a try, and it's super fun.
It sounds like thoroughly enjoyable content. Right, we'll come back to that in a minute. We'll stick with Starfield for now.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
try our best to
That's
focus on one thing. Right.
yeah.
So,
I'm gonna have this article open so we can cycle back round to what we're actually talking about.
yeah. So, Starfield. There
Yeah.
was one more thing that I wanted to bring up about Starfield because you said you had news about it. I thought it was the same thing I was going to say, but it's not.
Okay. Well,
Something different.
what's your news? My news was no mech suits fail.
Yeah. Also, when we're talking about No Man's Sky being a comparison to it, No
Yeah,
Man's Skyrim was what it was being called for a while.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so there was another wee thing that popped up surrounding Starfield today, and that was a developer, a long-time
Hmm.
developer in the industry. I can't remember his name. I think it was Ken something. Who he
Yeah.
is isn't important. What's important is
Okay.
he said in reference to the Starfield title screen, which I don't know if you've seen it. It's just a simple menu, new game continue, options, settings. The Starfield logo, the little like its name with the white ring around it, very basic.
So, like the Skyrim one.
Yeah, it's super basic. It's nothing exciting. But this
Yeah.
guy said that a poor title screen or a boring or like unthoughtful title screen or whatever. Those aren't the
Hmm.
words he used. I'm trying to give it the best spin I possibly can. But he
Yeah.
basically said if you have a bad title screen, that is indicative of either a team that has been worked too hard and not had enough time, or they don't care.
I mean, there's probably weight to that. This, I think, like, comparing it with the Skyrim title screen, I think, it being sort of like a bit a logo and a bare menu, that was kind of helped a little bit by the music,
Well,
because
yeah,
like how it gradually
music
fades in.
music does a lot for it, but here's the thing, right? I can think of like 100 games where the title screen has been nothing, and it's been one of the best games I've ever played.
Right.
For example, Final Fantasy VII. The title screen is just the Buster Sword.
It is.
There isn't even a background.
Yep, it is just the sword.
It's the sword on black, and it just new game, continue, beep beep beep, bring. That's it. And that's one of the best games ever. And that's not even me saying that. That's just a general consensus.
That's
And
why it's the best game ever.
oh god, old man, Lucrezia. But anyway, so like that's one of the best games ever. I don't think that a simple title screen is indicative of it. Look at this game that we're playing right now. It's just a katana in the sand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
I don't
mean,
think there's anything to
the
that.
I mean the sword randomly stuck in the ground trope is strong with this one.
Yeah, I mean, let me give you another example of a very simple title screen. Okay, light color, game's name / logo fades in, a
Uh,
pendulum swings across the screen. That's it. Chrono Trigger.
Best game ever.
Would you say that that simple title screen is indicative of a shitty game?
Definitely not.
Right. So yeah, no, I don't think there's anything to the whole argument of like a simple title screen is indicative of anything like that. But I do think that he's right because it's Bethesda. Like, I
Mm,
think if he just said this team probably have been rushed or didn't care because it's Bethesda, everybody remember that, then I
uh-huh.
think a lot more people would have been like, yeah, he's probably right. Fallout 76
So
was shit, wasn't it?
so so does anyone know when's this game out? When is Starfield actually coming out?
I think it's next month because the kind of meme right now is that you get like they're getting Starfield, but we're getting Baldur's Gate because Baldur's Gate doesn't fucking work on Xbox.
Not yet. It doesn't know.
Like they're supposed to have it, but they ain't getting it, so we're getting it just now. We'll have Baldur's Gate, and you guys can play with Starfield. That's fine.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, go and play in the sandpit, Xbox fans.
Are we in playing space?
Um,
We're gonna be punching. We're gonna be punching the dick off magical books.
yeah, we are going to be trying to thwart J.K. Simmons again,
Did
and
I send you that video that I watched the other day? The four halfling barbarians.
yeah, it was so good.
Oh man, I didn't realize you could actually like they killed every NPC at the same time.
Well, you can do up to four
Oh,
player
bitch.
co-op.
That's awesome.
As far as I know, you can do up to four player co-op because you can have a maximum of four party members, and in addition to being able to play co-op and have your party made up of friends, there are 10 recruitable NPCs.
Nice.
So you're not gonna have. I mean, I think you're gonna have like the replayability in there that you want to see how each of these character stories pans out.
All I heard was you're going to want the replayability to see what each of these characters' pants look like.
Well, I mean, I think they might all be relationshipable.
Oh yeah, now that's what you want in a fantasy RPG.
It is a damned horny game by the looks of it.
Well, that's exactly what people that play these fucking games are, man. Like, there's a reason that they brought out syphilis rules for D&D at one point.
Also, on the mention of like bonk no horny, respect for Cheems, the Doge dog who passed away the other day.
Oh,
But yeah, like the 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 horniness on display. I mean, if you want to be a horny bard in Baldur's Gate, it looks like you absolutely can.
and do you know what? Because you are allowed to roleplay thinking exclusively with your genitals, that's why it will be Game of the Year. Calling it now. I
Yeah.
don't even have that much interest in this game. Interest is growing the more I see about
Uh,
it. I guess you could say that my interest was more of a grower than a shower in this instance.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what could possibly sway it unless Vampire Survivors has another drop. Oh my god, can you imagine Vampire Survivors came out on Switch? What if Switch Vampire Survivors beats out Baldur's Gate for Game of the Year? How
For
salty
Game
do
of
you
the
think
Year.
people would be? How salty do you think everyone would be? From would be like, they did it again, motherfuckers! It was first Elden, now Armored Core. We just can't catch a break because that's one guy. And he's just
From's like, fuck it, we're hiring him.
he's just sitting there twiddling his mustache like, haha, this is my revenge. The only reason he makes these games at all is because he was so pissed off about Blighttown. He was like, I'm going to bide my time. I'm going to fuck them up. I'm going to get them where it hurts. The BAFTAs.
Oh, that's interesting as well. So Ronan says apparently your friends' characters stay in your party as NPCs after multiplayer because
Oh,
they're now
sick.
part of your story.
Sick.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
So you can, so that would make me think that there's some potential to like drop in, drop out, which is pretty cool.
But hang on a minute, because now what I'm thinking is, what if you come in and let's say it's you, right? And you're
Hmm.
playing your characters as big altruist man. You're trying to
Yeah.
be like the biggest hero in the realm, and then you come into
Hmm.
my game, and we play together, and it's all lovely. And then I get you as an NPC, and I'm like, all right, Scott, time to start being the biggest piece of shit this realm's ever seen. You're on a
Time,
you're on the
time
bad
for your
run
villain
now.
arc.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then you come back and it's you back in control and you're an altruist again. Do you think you're like, are you gonna have a fucking
Well,
breakdown and be like, oh
maybe.
my god, what have I done?
Well, I mean, it depends how much the alignment system works. If the alignment system's in the game, I'm not sure if it is.
I feel like it would need to be.
Yeah, because that would, you'd think that would solve that problem. Because then your character would just act in accordance with the alignment that you chose for them.
Mm, I guess so. But you know, what if it's an example of like, even if that character is programmed to be like lawful good,
Hmm.
you as the main character make the party as a whole do something that is morally like it's not even a grey area, it's just a straight up bad thing.
Yeah.
How would that work out? But come on, DM, tell me how would you do it?
Well, I mean, if some like at the table, if someone does like an evil thing, that they understand that in the games that I run, the actions have consequences, and that evil act may cause later consequences for them. But the thing is like it's important that that evil act is still a choice, and it seems to be the case in Baldur's Gate. You can totally be an absolute bastard if you want to, but like letting people like when you're playing the game, letting people have the choice to be good or evil. I mean, like a fantasy of evil is not you being evil as a person, as a player. You can play an evil character and do so without, necessarily being a bad person.
I'm not gonna say it.
But like,
You know what I'm thinking? I'm not gonna say it.
what is it?
Fucking Zangief quote. No, I'm not doing it.
I know it's right there, isn't it?
It really is.
But yeah, it's the thing is, like, I mean, I think that it has to be, it has to be there as a choice. The DM's answer is it has to be there as a choice. It can't take away the player's agency. If they want to play an evil character, you go for it. But you might find it comes back to bite you in the way that, believably, characters would react to it.
I'll accept this answer. It sounds like you might know what you're doing after all.
Yeah, I'm actually not too bad behind the screen.
He's,
I've made some people happy, and I've made some people cry, and a couple of things in between.
This man's a force to be reckoned with between the old sheets, the character sheets.
The character sheets.
He's a demon in those sheets.
Yeah, I mean, like, I mean, that's probably the that's probably a good simple way to, a good straightforward way to put it. I wouldn't say simple because it still has a degree of nuance to it, but Bebop's just said fuck around and find out, and that's basically it. You can fuck around and you may find out.
Whoa, big lad. Judo kick. Judo guard break. Oh, look at this scene. Oh.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Dancing in the moonlight.
Don't mind me, ma'am. Oh, my bad, sir.
So yeah, I do not think, coming back to Starfield, I do not think that it will. I think a lot of people out there, maybe the more fanatic among the fans for it, are going to expect it to come to the fore and be on par with No Man's Sky, but it absolutely won't be. It might be on par with No Man's Sky at launch. And I really hope it isn't, because, as I say, like, Xbox fans, they just really need a break right now. Like, they need something good on their console.
God,
that without any problems. They really need a break.
Yeah, they need like a new Gears or something.
Yeah, they need something that to make their gaming lifestyles a wee bit better. Because, like, I mean, like, we're over here getting like Final Fantasy 16, and they get Redfall.
Ooh.
And yeah,
why are you gonna be like that?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's damned unfortunate, is what it is. So the next thing that's on my list here is it actually looks like it's a movie. It's Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon.
Oh, pass, boys. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I think everything Zack Snyder's ever done is dog shit bad, and I think he is a giant child.
The only thing that I think that I unabashedly like that Zack Snyder has done is 300, the original one specifically.
Yeah, that's right. He did 300. Okay, I like it, but it's not because I think it's a good movie. It's because I think it's really silly. Like, it makes me laugh a lot.
It is really silly, and it is like super over the top, and there is no way that it is any way reminiscent of what actually happened in history for that particular battle.
Yeah.
But
the problem that I have with Zack Snyder is that if you asked him, he wouldn't think it was silly at all. He would think it was fucking cool. He thinks that the things that he puts in his movies, like the really overly buff people and the just like super simple dynamics and all that, he thinks that is as cool as Elon thinks the letter X is.
So I'm looking at the trailer on mute just while we're discussing it. There does appear to be there appears to be a lot of kind of gratuitous slow mo shots,
Yeah, bet
a
there
lot
is.
of characters in focus, background is blurred, that kind of thing. A lot of bokeh going on.
Just the Snyder-tisms.
Yeah. I'm seeing Jimon Hounsou is on board. That Sophia Botella is here. And apparently the trailer was narrated by Anthony Hopkins. I don't know if he's actually in the production or not, but he narrated it.
I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna be brave, bold, and beautiful here. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna put this out there, and I'll accept the backlash.
Uh-huh.
The Snyder Cut was shit.
Yes, it
Whedon,
was.
Whedon made it better. It wasn't good, but it was better.
I think they were equally as bad, but by the fact that the Snyder cut is longer,
No, here's the thing, right?
it's made me suffer more
See if you watched
for a longer period of time.
See if you watched Justice League first, the way that it was presented to us, and then you watch the Snyder Cut, and then you go back and watch the Justice League with the knowledge of what was and wasn't in the
The
original edit.
Justice League.
Yeah. Uh, if you go back and watch it with the knowledge of what was and wasn't in each version, you can start to see a behind the scenes story unfolding of a man who was just desperately trying to make this shit make sense in any way that he could. And the things that he's chosen to take out and to put in, they really show that he knew what he was doing, but what he was working with was so fundamentally broken that all he could kind of do was like put a wee bit of tape on the rupture in the side of the hull.
Yeah.
And as much as he is a bastard, and he is an absolute bastard, don't get me wrong, but you've got to respect that he could take something as fucking trash as the Snyder Cut and like excavate something kind of usable out of it, like a wee bit usable.
What does our new sword look like?
Let's find out.
Fusion's Tempest it was.
Ooh, that one's nice.
Yeah, I like that one.
Let's stick that one just now.
There we go.
Ooh,
That's nice too.
that is. It's got little skulls on it. Little teeny tiny. Are those baby skulls? Those must be the yoga skulls that Dalsim wears around his neck.
So yeah, I mean, it just looks like it is a CGI, like splash fest. This thing, and apparently it is Rebel Moon Part One, so it is a multi-part thing.
Skip this
It's
one,
saying
boys.
Part One, Child of Fire, will be released on Netflix on December 22nd, and Part Two, Scargiver, will arrive on April 19th, 24.
God, Zach, stop. Zach, stop. Please.
Next
He's a
up,
child.
we have.
He's a child. He's a child. He thinks that things like Scar Giver is so fucking cool. I guarantee there's somebody in there called King Slayer, and they'll be like,
Who's the bigger child, Zack Snyder or Taika Waititi?
"Oh, they're different kinds of children." Zack Snyder's an edgelord, like he's a mall ninja. Taika Waititi's just a fucking moron. Like, Taika Waititi would absolutely eat the glue because he thinks everybody else would find it really funny, whereas Zack Snyder's the kind of guy that would be like, I don't eat glue, I eat sadness.
Yeah, he's
And
an
then,
edgy the hedgy.
he would put some sunglasses on and walk off because he thought it was really cool. He probably unironically remember that picture of young Elon that's kicking around where he looks like an extra from the Matrix.
No,
Oh, you
I've
need to
not
see
seen
this.
this.
No, you don't see that. It's from when he was younger. He
No.
just looks like an extra for the Matrix. He's got the slick hair. It's like down to his kind of shoulders, and it's he's
Yeah.
wearing the big black trench coat, the big leather black trench coat. Like that's the kind of kid Zack Snyder was. He'd be cutting around in the trench coat pretending he was a fucking agent, whereas Taika Waititi would be the guy that's walking around with like banana sunglasses and trying to come up with a cool catchphrase to say to his pals.
Zack Snyder watched Thor, saw Loki's design, and went, "Fuck,
Yeah, like Zack Snyder
I want
would.
that."
If Zack Snyder was planning a lad's holiday, he would be like, "Oh, guys, I found this really cool package. We can go to Transylvania and stay in a castle, and it's like Dracula's castle, and it's all haunted and that. Oh, it'd be so cool, guys. What are you saying?" They're all like, "Oh, yeah, Elon, because we're all goth. Let's listen to Cradle of Filth on the way. Yeah." Meanwhile, Taika Waititi is just he
Who's
is
got
just
who's got Van Helsing on download?
Meanwhile, Taika Waititi is literally the guy that's cutting around fucking Shagaluf going like, 2 shots free Sambuca, 2 shots free Sambuca!
You have any idea how cheap the booze is in Transylvania? I didn't know this, guys. We must investigate.
Alright, you can be young Snyder and I'll be young Taika and we'll try and plan a lad's holiday, right? Alright, so I'll come in and wait, what fucking accent does that FUD have?
Where's Tiger from? Is it New Zealand?
Something like that.
I think it's New Zealand. Yeah.
Oh shit, mate. Oh, Zach, my friend Zack Snyder. Oh fuck, he sounds South African now. My friend Zack Snyder. I've planning a trip to Shaga, and we're gonna wear ugly shirts, and we're gonna go to the water park, and we're gonna finger blast birds on the beach. What do you say?
Okay, several problems. All of my shirts are black.
Brap, in it, bruv. Sorry, I'm just trying out new catchphrases. What do you think? No, right. Sorry, continue.
All of my shirts are black. I have one
Whammy!
red tie.
I'm so random, right, Zach? Right? I'm so random. Whammy, right, Zach? Sorry, what were you saying?
What is whammy?
Look, Zach, I've pulled my penis out through the hole in my shorts.
Actually, that. Yeah, totally.
Fucking idiot. Look, Zach, I'm in the pool and I'm using the pool noodle to look like a giant penis. Zach's
meanwhile, Zach's on his on his third Black Russian of the holiday. under a parasol with the biggest, blackest shades he could find. Oh dear.
No, nobody thinks I'm as funny as I do. I'm still thinking about Taika. It's just, Zach, I've just pulled my penis out of my shorts. How random. That's actually something he would do. I bet you it is. I bet you he does that. Oh, Jesus.
So bringing it back around, next announcement we have is for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I don't care.
Spunk Gargle Wee Wee 2023 edition with those characters that you all thought were really cool 20 years ago.
Yeah. And like there is apparently the big news is it apparently sends players to Verdansk, which was the setting of the original Warzone. So that's appealing to the fans a little bit.
Yep. Makarov's back in it. He's the guy that did the No Russian mission from the original Modern Warfare 2, which they're obviously not going to do, so don't get excited, boys. I don't even think they'll do an equivalent. Don't get excited, lads. The only other thing that they announced, this was actually part of the Gamescom that I was watching before we started, but one of the other things that they're throwing into it is an open world zombies. Which, I don't know what they mean by open world zombies. I don't know if that means it's just a big fuck off map, or if they mean they've actually
probably.
Yeah, when they say open world, they probably just mean it's a really big map.
Yeah, it's going to be like a big battle royale style map, like a PUBG size one.
And you can just kind of cut about in whatever zone you fancy at the time.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, you remember the Gaiden lands in World?
Yeah.
There's just all of the areas just kind of stitched together.
The grinding lands.
Yeah. telling somebody about that the other day. God damn, what
I
an
liked it. I
accurate.
liked the grinding lands.
I liked it in
It,
theory, and then you did it, and it was
it,
like, ugh.
I mean, it was a bit kind of like formulaic. Like it didn't come across as organically as the other levels did. But I liked that it had a little bit of every biome, and I liked that you could skew it with like certain items to make the monsters that you wanted to appear.
Yeah, you could get the bait, you could bring in whatever you wanted. Like there was a lot of merit to it. I just feel like for whatever reason, do I need to go like up this way to get? Oh, right, so this is like a
Yeah, so
sliver of
so
land that
so,
connects these
so
islands. Holy shit.
yeah, it is a sliver of land. So like that bottom bit where Masako's picture is, that is like the opposite shore. Like that white area in the middle is literally just
Uh,
yeah.
okay.
You can obviously you can fast travel back, but it's because you've got a settlement up here now. So
Right, I get it. Right, we'll go to Castle Canada and we will. Should we go and get Gosaku's armor?
well, we've actually got one of the pieces that we need for Gasaku's armor. The Gasaku's armor requires that we gain 6 keys.
Oh.
And the keys are obtained from liberating settlements, and it is the settlements that are red on the map right now. They will have like the keys on. I believe this what we're going to could be could be DLC. I think we did say we were going to dip our toe into this
Oh,
this
yeah.
week.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
yeah.
Right, so I want to head up for this pish via this thing, which I've not done. So let's travel there and actually do this.
So we have on moving on from Call of Duty, we have an announcement for a release date for Tekken 8.
Oh, that's actually hype.
Yeah, so
February,
Tekken
March,
Tekken 8 will officially be released
March
on
11th.
the 26th of January.
What?
It's sooner than we thought.
Oh, damn.
So starting off 24 with a bang.
Damn, yeah, straight into the new year with Tekken.
Yep.
And I'm really looking forward to this one.
And there was apparently shown in the trailer. There was some footage from the single player modes that looks like it's basically bringing arcade mode back,
Oh, cool.
a
Like a
proper
kind of
arcade
Tekken
mode.
Force. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I'm sure I've spoken about this before, but Tekken has a Guinness World Record that's pretty sick. Uh,
No.
yeah, did you not know this? Tekken has the world record for being the longest running continuous story in a video game series.
That is cool.
Yeah, every Tekken, it's the same story, continuation, unbroken. It's never gone back in time or had like a spin-off or reset the story or anything like that. It's just
It's never been
always,
rebooted.
yeah, like see when you saw Heihachi throw Kazuya into the volcano, all of that is still happening. All of that still, that was a few years ago in Tekken lore and we're still not
Yeah.
over it.
So the next thing that we have is Assassin's Creed Mirage,
Ugh, great.
which is 9th century Baghdad. It does seem like they're trying to recapture a bit of the old lightning in a bottle that the good Assassin's Creed games have.
Well, like I say,
Um,
the best setting is the Arabic setting. Change my
yeah,
mind.
and this one has, I believe I don't know if this is totally confirmed or not, but the trailer featured full voiceover in Arabic. So
Oh,
you can play it like full authentic in universe language, so to speak.
that's cool.
Which much like this would probably make it feel a lot more authentic.
Yeah, I like that. That's actually another thing, taking it back to Tekken. That's actually something about Tekken that I adore.
Mhm.
Every not every character, but most of the characters are from different nationalities, and
Yeah.
they all speak the language that is of their nationality to each other.
Oh, nice.
They just understand each other. As there's no
Got the
like,
got the translator rings on.
yeah, there's none of that. They don't explain it. They just go like, yeah, we just all understand every language. We just don't speak them all.
The olive Babel fish in the rear.
Pretty much, yeah. Which I think that's really cool because like my favorite character is Korean, and he will speak
Yeah.
Korean to like the new characters from Peru, and she's actually speaking Peruvian,
Hmm.
and it's just a really cool little thing. It totally shatters immersion when they're talking to each other, but
Hmm.
it gives the characters more authenticity. And I
Hmm.
imagine if you are from one of those countries playing one of these characters, you'll feel a sense of pride from that. I'm just waiting for the Scottish representative to come in with a fucking caber.
Also, just brief aside. I'm gonna finish off with Assassin's Creed just now, just by saying that it's going to be released a lot sooner than I expected for this as well. October 5th this year. I thought it was like, and I thought this was a next year game.
I'm pretty sure the staff did too. And then Captain Crunch knocked on the door and went,
No doubt.
"Guess what, boys? We've got a release schedule you didn't know about, but it's here."
So speaking of Scottish representatives, I wanted to draw attention to there is a game that has been added to the PlayStation library that looks really really fun, and I want to try it. It is called Cursed to Golf. Have you heard of it?
No.
So it is a puzzle game, which seems to have like it's you are in the game playing golf. You're doing holes of golf, but you are in golf purgatory, and you're a spirit that's trying to escape from golf purgatory by playing your way out. And the game is set up in 2D. It is a sort of physics and sort of angles based sort of puzzle game that you play the holes on, and there are like power ups that you get for your golf ball so that it can drill through surfaces or split into multiple copies and things. The the music is kind of like that sort of the music and art style are that kind of 16-bit Shovel Knight type deal. And it just looks really fun. And there's a character in that called the Scotsman,
Right.
who is this huge tam o' shanter wearing, bearded, kilted, kilted ghost with a whole big hole in his chest. And I think by the looks of things, he looks to be the first boss.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know too much about any kind of sports ball, and this is a very small ball in this sport. But did we not invent it?
We did.
What
Well,
the
I think
the fuck
if
were
we didn't
thinking?
invent it, we certainly popularised it.
What were we thinking?
I kind of agree with Mark Twain on golf. Mark Twain said that a golf is a good walk spoiled.
Yeah.
And yeah, but this game, for all I would disdain the idea of actually playing golf, this little game looks really really fun, and it is for free for PlayStation Extra and above.
Sick.
And
Whoa.
then the next thing on our Gamescom is another 2D one.
Fuck off.
That's 2.5D. It's Sonic Superstars has got a release date,
Oh yeah, that game. Remember that
and
game?
it seems like it seems like with this game, I don't know if it's going to be like it's going to represent like the shape of things to come, because Sonic Frontiers did get a sort of lukewarm reaction, and that's usually good enough for Sega. But it seems to be with Sonic Superstars, they are sort of like embracing the best aspects of Sonic, which is usually when he's 2D.
Usually, but arguably the best Sonic game of all was 3D.
And which are you arguing for?
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the Dreamcast.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle was good. I played it on the GameCube when it was Battle because they didn't have the battle element of it in Dreamcast. It was just Sonic Adventure 2. But the yeah, I do like that game, but it's kind of there's a peculiar thing happened to me last time I played it. I remembered that I liked the Sonic levels. Like like that is the portion that is the
Fuck.
portion of the game that I like.
Shit, no, he's got me. Because that's the only bit I was thinking of. Shit. Ah, well
Yeah,
played, sir. Well played.
yeah. The Sonic levels are great. The Shadow levels are like the diet Sonic levels,
Ah, what a perfect parry. God damn.
and the Tails, Eggman, Rouge, and Knuckles stages are hot garbage.
Ah, man. Stop, stop. I'm already dead.
But no, I would actually argue that the best Sonic game is not even made by Sonic Team. It's Sonic Mania.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, I've never been so fucking debunked so hard in my life. Jesus.
Hey, it's cool.
Do you know what, man? I'm gonna go to the toilet and think about my life for a minute. I'll be right back.
Just made him reassess. Oh dear. So obviously, like so with us just talking about this, just until he comes back. Does anyone else have a favorite Sonic game? I mean, a lot of people make a lot of good case for Sonic Adventure 1 because it has that sort of open map element to it. There were certainly bits of that I liked. Sonic Heroes is, I would say, underrated. I actually quite like that game. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, yeah, yeah. That was good. That was first time having a go at Knuckles. And he was a very different character back in that game as well. Like he was like more of a rival character to Sonic, which I liked. And I wish they'd stuck with it instead of making him like a meathead or supposedly the wise member of the party. I wish they'd stuck with that sort of rival stuff. Um, but there has been a lot of garbage in Sonic's a high wisdom, low intellect. Yeah, that's probably a good way of putting it. But there's been a lot of garbage with Sonic over the years. There really has, hasn't there?
Man, I just get fucking done.
So,
What a
I mean,
belter.
for this sort of spin-off segment that we're doing, we've discussed what may or may not be the best Sonic games. What would be the worst that you've played?
The worst Sonic games?
Well, I mean, like there are answers that are may or may not be correct objectively, but what's the worst Sonic game that you played?
Yeah, like, yeah, oh, yeah, well, it's my opinion, and in my opinion, the best one was '06. No, it wasn't. You're lying.
No, it
You're
wasn't.
you're
It's just
lying.
wrong.
But no, I think the best Sonic games that I've played personally, I'll try and do a top three for each side.
Okay.
So I think the best Sonic games I've played are probably now realizing that all of my feelings about Sonic Adventure 2 were just nostalgia and a complete fucking lie. Thanks. Uh, that one's not going to enter into it. So I really liked Mania. Obviously, great game, really
Yeah.
great game. Sonic Battle Network.
I never played that one.
It was on the Game Boy.
Okay.
It was a Game Boy game and it was quite different, but I seem to remember really liking it. Maybe I'm misremembering it and it was actually trash. I don't know, but I seem to remember. When I think of good Sonic games, that's what pops into my head.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed, weirdly enough, I put a lot of time into like Sonic Spinball. and like
Right, yeah.
Doctor Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine and shit like
The
that. So
Mean Bean Machine.
yeah, I'm gonna give it a Mean Bean Machine. I spent more time playing that.
There was a did you play you played through Sonic Mania? I really enjoyed the Mean Bean Machine reference that was in that.
Yeah, I just like Mean Bean Machine in general. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that was good. Dog shit Sonic games. That's a way easier list.
Oh yeah. This is
Yeah.
the hardest thing is trying to keep it to three.
What was that fucking game, Sonic Origins, where they brought back Fat Sonic to hang out with new Sonic?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Sonic Generations.
Yeah, that was it, Sonic Generations. Now, that game did something that it never intended to do,
Uh-huh.
and it's bad when it does that, right? So I want you to imagine you've got like two versions of like Pikachu, right? Everybody knows the distinction
Okay.
between fat Pikachu and modern Pikachu, right?
Yeah.
So what happens in the anime if they put them together and Fat Pikachu is like a badass. He's like the classic Pikachu. He's just straight in, no bullshit. He knows all his moves. He's doing the thing like he's so cool. And then modern Pikachu comes in and he's like a fucking clown. And he comes in a little honking car and he's like honk honk Pika Pika, and he's like juggling and stuff like that. And he's slavering on himself. Like modern Pikachu is. And you would just be like,
Yeah.
wow, old Pikachu was so much better. I hate this modern one even more. And I'm sad that this is the past and we're not going to get any more of this.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was like. Every time old Sonic was on the screen, it was a joy. It was an absolute treat
Uh-huh.
because he didn't say anything. He just let his actions speak for him. He did his thing. He was a badass and he was funny. And then modern Sonic would just be like, "Oh, Eggman! Oh, I gotta come after you through the portal, Eggman, or it's gonna be trouble for me and
Whoa.
Sonic and Knuckles. Oh my God, Eggman! Oh, Amy!" And it's fuck off. But I kind of feel like with Sonic the Hedgehog, the way that I feel like a lot of people feel about maybe like Mario. Like to a lot of people, Mario might stop at like the classic character roster, and then when you start getting into like flooding all the new characters, it's like, who the fuck? Shut up! I don't care about them. Go away. I don't care. What's that deity one called that floats around and she looks like Peach but blue? Like nobody cares about that shit. So for me, like Sonic is Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. I don't give a shit about Amy. I don't give a shit about Biggs. His name's Dr. Robotnik. They are no good nicks. Like that's where my interest in Sonic ends. So now when you get into it, and it's just like I'll make an exception for the Chaotix crew. I guess they were okay. But, yeah, what I'm getting at here is that like any of the games where like Sonic's a fucking man hog and he's running around interacting with characters that I don't care about, or Amy's part of it. Anything that Amy's a part of, I'm not a big fan of.
Oh my goodness. This just in. Thank you, Ronan, for bringing it to our attention. Speaking of Mario, Charles Martinet, after 27 years, is retiring as the voice of Mario.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. What do you think about that? Do you think that that is a political thing after Chris Pratt was given the gig for the movie?
No, I think he's earned it. To be honest, I think he's one of the most wholesome people alive, and he deserves a good retirement.
Do you think he's retiring though, or do you think he's been asked to step back as amicably as possible?
No, definitely not.
Really?
He'll be Nintendo royalty for the rest of his life.
What are we going to do? Is Chris Pratt going to voice Mario in the games going forward? And every game's just going to be like, "Hey, it's me, I'm Mario. Peach, stop, clever girl."
Well, I think what they're going to do, probably for the most part, is they'll probably use a lot of they'll probably use some recycled voice lines from him. They'll probably pay him out royalties as a result, and they have more than enough banked, like sound bites of him by now. They have every woohoo and waha they can probably get.
What if they have just like AI Charles ready to go?
No, not AI, Charles.
Yeah, they've been working on
Not.
Charles Bot. He's going to turn on and be like, beep boop wahoo, I'm Charles Bot. And then he puts on the flawless accent and he somehow sounds exactly like Chris Pratt. Oh no, we took the wrong sound bites.
So Bebob has very kindly sent us Nintendo's official statement.
Oh, nice.
Which I will read. So Charles Martinet has been the original voice of Mario in Nintendo games for a long time, as far back as Super Mario 64. Charles is now moving into the brand new role of Mario Ambassador. With this transition, he will be stepping back from recording character voices for our games, but he'll continue to travel the world, sharing the joy of Mario and interacting with you all. It has been an honour working with Charles to help bring Mario to life for so many years, and we want to thank and celebrate him. Please keep an eye out for a special video message from Shigeru Miyamoto and Charles himself, which we will post at a future date. So basically, he's on his victory lap now. You know, he's basically they're saying, right, yeah, you continue to be ambassador for Mario and enjoy your retirement, travel the world.
Well, I guess there's that, If only every
That's
character.
kind of awesome.
If only everybody could be treated with that kind of respect, It would be nice if David Hayter could be recognised as the forever voice of Snake, which he is by the fans.
Yeah.
But, it would be nice if we could get a little bit of that. Sorry, it was just a way to segue into Metal Gear Solid news.
Yes, go for it.
Yeah, Master Collection. It apparently caps out at 720p.
Oh. That's not... I mean, if it's still... As long as it runs well. I mean, like, let's see... A lot of the games that I've been playing on, PS5 since we got one, I have stuck it to performance mode anyway. Like that, I'm all for like great visuals and stuff, but I am absolutely prepared to take a hit in visual fidelity if the game runs rock solid at 60.
I'm one of these freaks where, see if you put something on in 60 and something on in 30.
Mm-hmm.
Can't tell it's not butter.
Yeah, you don't. You don't. You don't really see the difference.
No, I don't give a fuck.
Fair enough.
So when it drops down to 12, I'll speak to you then. But
yeah. When it starts to get to slideshow territory, or you get like mad dropped frames for 2 seconds.
Yeah, like I'll notice it when it goes below 30, absolutely. But anything above 30, I'm just like, yeah, okay.
No, I like having smooth as hell gameplay. I'd rather have that than breathtaking graphics. If it's a choice between the two, that is.
Maybe it's just because I came from the era where we hadn't really figured out how to make like hitboxes match character models and stuff like that, and like frame rate wasn't really an issue.
Yeah.
Like the only time frame rate ever was an issue back in the day was when you were given the 50 or 60 hertz option when you were booting up an old game, and you were like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
I think like the more that you make games look, realistic, or the more that you upscale the graphics in a game, I think it's more noticeable when that game runs like garbage.
Yeah, I guess.
Like if the game is running like shit, but looking great, that's, I mean, like, does it really look great at that point still? Whereas if a game looks like slightly less graphically and like graphically perfect, but runs smooth without any problems or performance issues, like, I mean, that to me is, like, you can sacrifice a bit of graphics if it runs really well. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't obviously, other people may feel differently, but like most of the time with with the new games on PS5, they're getting booted in performance mode.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, I don't really notice it. It's kind of
Yeah.
fine.
I noticed that a lot when I booted up Elden Ring the other day. Like I tried, like I wanted to like put it on and like see how good it looked with like the graphics focus and ray tracing enabled and all that shit. I don't think it's very well optimized. But the thing is, I tested it in Farum Azula, which has a lot going on in the background. There's a lot of particle effects, there's a lot of floating rocks, there's tornadoes and there's dragons flying about. So maybe that was quite an intense area to test it in.
Yeah, but to be fair, you're going to want to test it and make sure it runs. Like, there are games that can be absolutely ruined by a poorly optimized experience. For example, my enjoyment of XCOM on the Switch has just been absolutely shattered. I don't want to play that on the Switch ever again.
Oh yeah, is it
Oh
terrible?
man, oh it's rough.
Rough as a badger's tadger.
Rougher, arguably.
Rougher.
Oh, it's fucked, man. Honestly, like, it was bad on the PlayStation. It's so much worse on the Switch. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I thought they would optimize it.
We are like being gangbanged here.
Yeah, I'm getting overconfident in my combat abilities because I was playing it for a wee bit and I was feeling it, but then I got distracted. You're going to distract me with good conversation again.
Okay. Well, I will take us to our next stop then. So let me see. Back to Gamescom. The next thing is Alan Wake 2, which we got Alan Wake 1 on PS Plus.
We did. Pretty sick.
And I've not played it, but apparently the second one is looking to be much more of a horror game than a mystery game, which the first one was.
It looks cool. Like, it looks like something I would enjoy. I just haven't played it. Obviously, the first one was spent most of its lifetime as a Xbox exclusive, so that's largely why I've not picked it up.
Yeah, that'll be it. Yeah.
And it's cool to see that it's doing well. It's highly regarded, and more people have a chance to play it, myself included. But just haven't got round to it yet.
Yeah. And it's probably something I'll have a go at, or either that or it'll sit in my library and very nice. So yeah, if you behead a leader like that, your ghost meter gets filled up right away, so you can go straight in with the fear again.
Let's go. The scream. That's so good.
Are you expecting the next one to be a Wilhelm, or is it just me?
Yeah.
Ah!
They're better. Each. Hold that.
So next up, we have something that will probably invite a little bit of discussion.
Bastards. Hold that.
Which is Diablo 4 Season 2 has been announced.
Oh, smashing.
It is apparently called the Season of Blood, and it adds a vampire hunter companion.
Okay, cool. Is it going to add?
Who's voiced by Gemma Chan, who was in Eternals.
Did anybody care about the Eternals?
No, that is 3 hours that I will never get back, and that's all I really want to say about that movie.
I've not heard even like other Marvel movies referencing it since it happened. You know, like the whole there's a celestial poking at the ocean and nobody spoke about it. What the fuck's that about?
Yeah, no one's talking about it. I don't understand. So apparently it's gaining it's a new quest line, vampiric powers, 5 additional end-game bosses, more efficient inventory management of gems. So does that mean the fans are getting a gems tab? But yeah, like there's been a lot of a lot of disdain for Diablo 4 of late with the seasonal content. I think just people aren't happy with the way it's being run.
I'm
And
genuinely waiting for them to be like, we've got new integrations with Diablo Immortal.
yeah, man, it wouldn't surprise me at this point. But someone drew a really interesting parallel recently, right? So there's so Diablo 4 and Baldur's Gate 3 both had the same amount of development time. Like, fair enough, the development time was spent very, very differently.
Yeah, one of
I
them was
mean, like,
spent developing a game, and one of them was spent largely with thumbs up asses. Not always your own ass.
well, I mean, three out of the 6 years of Baldur's Gate 3 were active, open, early access development. But like with Diablo 4, you know, it was 6 years it took to make as well, and the sort of game that we've gotten both times has been radically different. And like they're both arguably RPG games. I mean, Diablo is more of an ARPG, but the fact that we have that parallel to draw quite closely between what is being provided by Larian and what is being provided by the AAA industry. Because like in Diablo 4, you can spend 20 quid on a cosmetic.
Oof.
Yeah, so 20 quid on like a cosmetic pack for you and your horse and shit like that. And with Baldur's Gate, there is just, as far as I know, there is no additional purchasable content at all.
Do you think they'll be working on it now that it's like they know it's successful?
I mean, first of all, I hope I hope not for the foreseeable future, because that team deserves to sit back, relax, and enjoy the good press. But I think that there's plenty of room for them to add additional content. I think if they do it, it'll probably be, you know, like maybe there'll be some extra story DLC. Maybe they'll release one shots. That would be really cool, actually, if they released like one shot adventures.
I think it would be really cool if I had a battle pass.
Pass.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, like the way that the game's been built, like it has no room for anything like that. With games that have battle passes and games that have like additional purchasable content, you need to lock some content that you've made away. Baldur's Gate hasn't done that. You know,
Oh man,
everything is accessible to anyone.
imagine you had like a chest in the game, right?
Uh-huh.
And its contents were like totally random.
Yeah, you just
And
didn't know what you were gonna get.
yeah, but instead of like doing loads of difficult quests to get those boxes with the random rewards in them, you could just like go to a merchant and like pay like real world money, and then you would.
$1.99 real money.
Oh man, how good would that be? What would it be like if you couldn't just go to a game and spend hundreds of dollars? It would be like working minimum wage, you cunt.
It would be like another job.
Be like every other game because I can't do that in any of them.
And like I think you know, obviously, like, you know, the 6 year development cycle, the same, that the release within a couple of months of each other. I mean, like, there's a lot of parallels being drawn, as I say, between Diablo and Baldur's Gate 3. But I think, to be honest, what we're going to get now is, because of the way Baldur's Gate 3 has been put out, we're going to get like a lot of mainline RPG releases are going to be compared to it now, rightfully or wrongly, and it's going to be like from not just from a workmanship perspective, but from like a content perspective. Like, what you are getting for your money will now be very much in focus.
Well, this isn't new, you know. Like this happens every couple of years.
Well, I mean, we've had we've had Elden Ring, we've had now Baldur's Gate 3. What's the next one? Is it going to be? I mean, I don't know if it's going to be Armored Core 6. Like, as excited as I am for that coming out this week, I don't think it's going to have the universal level of appeal that Elden Ring had.
See, hang on, I just heard a thump, and I'm just going to make sure that was my neighbours upstairs and not my door.
No worries. So we're going to have to sort out when he comes back as well that we've got 5 technique points just sitting there. We need to unlock more stuff. We need to get more powerful. But yeah, I think that's what we're heading for. We are going to have to, now that this has happened.
Yeah, nah.
Hello, all good.
Yeah, all good. It was just the neighbours being dicks.
All right, so, fine. And yeah, so what was I saying just before? It was about so obviously with the we're gonna see a lot of comparisons between RPG games going forward, and it's going to be interesting to see how it reacts. And I don't think the next game that's going to blow people's minds en masse is going to be Armored Core. Much as I am excited for that, as I was saying before, much as I was, I am excited about that coming out this week. I don't know if that's going to have the same level of broad appeal that Elden Ring did. It is a much more niche thing.
I think so, but at the same time, the armoured mech scene is quite lacking, and
It is really lacking right now, yeah.
I feel like that is almost like a gap in the market that would mean that Armored Core just has to be pretty good for it to be genre defining, because right now the genre is defined by a big empty whistle and tumbleweeds.
Yeah, I mean, if they really have nailed it, then yeah, maybe it does bode well for that genre. Maybe we will get people, coming in that are doing their own thing, like studios like Liza, the people who make Liza P. Neowiz are trying to do with their game, arguably off the success of Dark Souls and Elden Ring.
Yeah, and I mean this is like I say, it's nothing new. This happens every couple of years with something. Something will come out and it will be the next genre defining thing in its genre. Everyone will try and emulate it for a little while, and then something innovative will come out, and that will redefine everything. That's just the way it works. Like there was a time where Final Fantasy VII was considered the absolute peak of RPG in both gameplay and storytelling and character narrative, and now every one of those things has been done since and better.
Yeah.
Maybe not all at the same time. Certainly not by Square Enix again. But
Speaking of Liza P, there was a little bit of Liza P news that I am kind of lukewarm on, to be honest. I want to know what your thoughts are. So you played the demo.
Mm-hmm.
You know how janky that dodge was?
Oh, fuck yeah, that wasn't a dodge.
Right, apparently they've fixed it. For the main game, they are going to fix it. They've also said that sharpening the weapon is going to take less time.
My problem with sharpening the weapon wasn't with how much time it took. My problem with sharpening the weapon was that because it didn't cost any resources, it was just there to be there. It was just there to get in the way. Like durability.
I said this. I think we've mentioned this before, but I'll say what I said again. Monster Hunter.
At least, like that has a tangible effect on your thing.
Yeah.
It used to see it not costing a resource has the unfortunate thing of being shit, what am I trying to say here?
It did used to cost a resource. You remember that?
Yeah,
Shit.
no, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say here. Like the fact that sharpening in Monster Hunter doesn't cost a resource is a product of its age as a series and quality of life improvements overall. But originally it didn't, and even as early Worlds made you carry whetstones, didn't it?
No, World was infinite.
Oh, was it? Yeah. So
I think the last one that was the last one where you had to carry whetstones, I think, was Generations.
Right. whatever the last one was, there's it's been a while. It's been added in as a quality of life thing over many iterations of the game. These guys are just going
Hmm.
straight into it, and uh, like Monster Hunter, sharpening is just something that's been in the series, and I've been playing that series for so long. I don't even think about now that you've said it. Yeah, what is the fucking point if it doesn't cost a resource? It does just mean that your weapon has way to degrade between like as you're fighting, but the
As
monster always
diminish returns, yeah.
yeah, but the monster always pieces out, and you can basically just run away and do it whenever you want. So it is a bit kind
Yeah.
of pointless at this point. But back in the day, it was really fleshed out and something really to take notice of. And in this one, it was just a case of like, okay, I've got the grinder on me at all times. It doesn't cost me any resources, so it's just so that my weapon can get some kind of debuff in the middle of a fight that I have to deal with. And if you're gonna find ways to hobble my equipment and make me have to do different things during a fight and break the rhythm and give it these kind of dynamic moments, could you not just give the bosses interesting moves instead of making it because my weapon's made of fucking crackers?
Well, I mean the the deal in Lies of P seems to be that the weapon will actually break if it reaches the bottom durability. I never let it happen in the demo. I never uh, let myself find out basically. But it basically like implied that the weapon was going to break and be unusable.
If it forces you to try out other weapons and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
there's a point where if you've put lots of upgrades into a weapon and then that weapon can break and become unusable and it's unrepairable, then yeah, that adds in some kind of use for it. Maybe the demo just didn't have enough in it to give that away, but it really did just feel like I was doing it just because I had to do it.
One thing that it did do is it made me fucking panic during boss fights. I had to cycle back to and run to the edge of the arena and try and sharpen before he got to me again.
See, I never
Um,
felt that, but it's probably because when I was fighting the bosses, I spent so much time just staying away from them, trying to figure out how to make the dodge. Like, what distance do I need to stand at for this dodge to actually work? Cool. That's actually quite good.
we've got to spend some of these technique points. I think it's you up to 6 now.
Yeah, I'll get on that. I just want to jump back because now I got some gold. I love gold. And that means I should be able to get my sword up.
Nice.
I'm just going to go all the way back to the Golden Temple though, because I actually know where the NPCs are in that area now.
Okay, so next up we have. Oh, sorry. One the part of the Lies of P story that makes me a little bit kind of nervous is that they've also said that the story is going to be told a lot more through cutscenes.
Oh,
It seems to be that they're diverting a little bit away from the FromSoft formula of telling things through item descriptions, and I'm kind of nervous about that because I liked what they were doing with the demo where it was like you were just piecing it together. Because in some shape or form, most people know the story of Pinocchio of well, at least one version of it, right?
yeah.
So
I think so.
like if you've not seen like the Disney animated movie, you've at the very least got some dim awareness of a guy called Geppetto who makes a little kid out of wood, and that kid tells lies and his nose grows.
I mean,
Like
the
you,
everybody, I think everybody's aware of the original story of Pinocchio where he's swallowed by Monstro and Sora and the gummy ship show up and help rescue him from Riku. But
yeah,
after
yeah,
that, Disney made some movies with him, and then some dude wrote a book after that. So
yeah.
that's the history of Pinocchio. And I think everybody's aware of that. And it's one of those things like, if you make something Alice in Wonderland themed in any capacity, there's always going to be an inbuilt crowd of people that are like, I like Alice in Wonderland, I'll check that out.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I played.
R.I.P. American McGee Alice.
Oh Jesus, I know.
He's now
Poor
left the
bastard.
gaming industry. We're not getting any more of those.
Yeah, he really did just spit the dummy out and stamp his little booties and storm off
Yeah,
on that one. But fair play to him.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if that is the choice he wants to make, then fair enough.
You don't fund his Kickstarter. He just went, I know when I'm not wanted.
Yeah.
Hey,
So next thing we have is Mortal Kombat 1 revealed 2 new fighters.
Ooh,
They revealed Sindel and General Shao,
cool. Not
and
characters that I played, but cool.
Mataro and Shijinko will be added as cameo characters. So the ones that you can put in your combo strings.
Yeah, so this is a way for the game to have like 100 characters in it, but only let you play, 40.
Yeah. So you're going to be able to like sub them in as like extra moves, which fair enough. Fair enough. Next we have Cyberpunk 2077 2.0. It's the base game alongside Phantom Liberty, and there's a new trailer for that and the DLC. There's supposed to be they're telling us what Phantom Liberty is going to give them, which is a new district, new story quests, a revamped AI system and police system, dynamic events and missions, redesigned skill trees and things, increased level cap, and over 100 new weapons, cyberware and fashion. I mean, I think I've not checked out Cyberpunk for basically the same reason as quite a lot of people haven't, and that is we're not sure if it's a good game yet.
Well, motion to submit a new terminology rule. I feel like we should refer to all of these things as ABs and not AIs, artificial beings, because artificial intelligence implies that they actually fucking work.
Yes. The more A than I, as you like to say.
Yes, we can reserve like AI for something like Yuna here, because she'll actually pick up her bow.
Yeah.
Whereas, something like the enemies from The Last of Us 2. Oh dear. Hello.
Will they just stand in the corner and stare at a wall for a while?
No, it's much worse. They will, 90% of the run that I had on the hardest difficulty in that game. See, look, Yuna just shot that guy in the ass for being a dick. Legend. She's taking shots at them before I am. That's an AI. Okay,
Yep.
but something like Ashley Graham from Resident Evil 4, that's an AB. She's as dense as she looks in the original. No, the Last of Us 2, what they will do is they will feign intelligence by doing things like they will flank your position, right? They'll run around you and they'll try and flank the position, and they'll shout on each other when you kill them, so that you think that they might have some kind of interpersonal connections, and it's not just a prompt triggered by the death of a random jobber NPC. But anyway, one of the main kind of features of it is that they will lose sight of you and they will try and find you. So 90% of my run, the hardest difficulty, was I would just run out and I would do the sneak attack or the stealth attack kill on someone, the one shot. And then I would just run and squat in some tall grass, and they would all come over and be like, "Oh my god, where has she gone?" And I'd just pop out and grab one and just go and squat in some other tall grass on the other side of the map. And that worked in every scenario. I've seen videos of Mauler playing it, and he is standing there. The AI enemy is standing over a small ledge, just non-stop firing infinite rounds from a handgun at the AI follower that you get with you on one of the missions, and because he himself is just squatted in the tall grass at a different part, the game is just going
Yeah.
to infinitely have this guy shoot the pistol bullets at this AI character who cannot die. And then, if you move out that area and your AI follows you and they go over to the other area of grass, then the guy who has been sitting for 5 minutes unloading an unlimited supply of bullets from a handgun into your friend will go, ah, must have been the wind. Must have been.
So that is actually something that I, kind of noticed in Final Fantasy 16, that the party AI, like particularly Jill and Joshua, um, they were both like actually half decent. The it kind of gives me a bit more hope for FF7 Rebirth, because the party AI in Remake was not great.
See, the thing is, the parties in 16, I felt as though, maybe this is just my personal experience, but I felt as though they were there exclusively to tank mobs for you so that you could deal with things one at a time. And
Yeah,
then I would sit for ages going, are these guys actually in this fight? And then a huge spell effect would just kind of tear past me from the side of the screen. I'd be like, all right, okay, there's Jill. Uh, but I didn't actually notice them. Whereas in something like Rebirth, I feel as though the characters that are a part of that have got so much established lore and personality that people are going to expect them to banter heavily while they're fighting. And just having
yeah,
characters communicating to each other during the fight will keep you. Like, the characters in FF16 are largely silent to each other while they're fighting.
yeah.
Whereas if they had a bit more banter, like if Jill took a hit and Clive was like, Jill, are you alright? Then I would know she was there and that she had just taken a hit. And that would give me a
Yeah,
level of battlefield awareness more than me just having to pad my camera and going, the fuck is she? Oh, she's tanking again, she's fine.
yeah. And Remake has that. They do chat back and forth to each other. Um, it's maybe not as frequent as it could be, and I think, to be honest, I think we're going to get a lot more of that in Rebirth, just because they've said that like team up attacks are a thing. And
Yeah.
that's one of the things I'm most excited for with the combat for Rebirth. I really want to see what combinations between characters exist.
That's one of the reasons that I'm really looking forward to getting an intergrade.
Is
Finally.
Barrett going to be able to speedball red at somebody?
Oh, do you think he's going to take a page out of what's her cooking Renoa's book? Like,
Yeah, it's going to get the dog launcher again.
Red, I've been on some wild shit, man. I seen the future, and in the future they put dogs on their arms and use them as limit breaks. I need you, man. Red's just gonna be like, uh, 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 uh.
I'm not sure I'm okay with this.
Then Barrett, every blacksmith he goes to, he's gonna be like, hey, man, do you think you could make something that would take that dog there and put it on this arm here and turn him into that cannon there? Pointing at Shinra Tower. the guy, the guy's just like, holy shit, man.
We just need a big enough dog launcher. It could solve any problem.
Cloud, hear me out. I was inspired by the Junon cannon, and I thought, what if we've made Red a bullet?
Do I get a say in this?
He's already got a status effect.
So next thing that we've got coming up is apparently Sonic Frontiers is getting DLC. The open world one that some people liked enough for it to be nominated for Game Awards.
Was it?
Yeah, it was nominated for a couple, but it never got any.
Oh.
It's getting a free update called The Final Horizon. It's adding a new story, new playable characters, and new challenges.
Great. I really thoroughly do look forward to it be going free on like PS Plus, and then maybe somebody will redeem it, and I'll go like, oh no. But I'll
We get
check it out.
moan our way through a Sonic game.
Here's the thing, right? I don't know if it's because I am just a moany bastard in general, but there's something about. See, if I play a game if I can catch it early enough that I fucking hate it, sometimes I can find the joy in that and get through the rest of it with that perspective. Like Last of Us 2,
Uh,
about 20, 30 minutes into that, I was just like, this is, oh no, I'm worried, guys. I'm not enjoying this. And then after an hour, I was just like, look at this shit, look at this shit, look at that. You
that
know,
that's part of why I'm so looking forward to our FF8 playthrough.
oh, look at that shit.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit.
Just
Why is
line up,
Squall level 50? Because we can't swap him out the party. It's a load of it's a load of shit.
line up testicle bug boys so I can suck you dry all your magic for an hour.
Let's make one character absurdly powerful because we found an absurd amount of this one spell.
You guys have GFs? You do now.
Well, do you know the good thing is though, right? And I mentioned this in passing to Emma the other day when we were a wee while ago when we were talking about this upcoming stream. The What will keep you sane during this experience will probably be the amount of off-stream triple triad you're probably going to do.
I'm just going to be sitting off stream for 6 hours. Oh, great timing. I don't know if it timed out perfect on the stream, but from my end, it was great. What a
I was ready. I
fantastic
was
minigame.
ready.
That's what was missing from 16. Fuck, if we had triple triad in 16, it would have been a goddamn
Yeah,
10 out of 10.
where was the mini game? Where was the mini game? We needed
Yeah,
a mini game in that game.
that was it. Like, if FF10 had chocobo racing.
Yeah, it was yet another Final Fantasy element that was not in FF16. It was so disappointing, but
Man,
um, but damn it, I still enjoyed it.
it's such a weird game, isn't it?
Yeah, there's so many things to say about it, both positive and negative.
There is an entire list that I could throw out that you wouldn't know if I was talking about 15 or 16.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
enjoy
mean,
one.
I really wouldn't know because I've not played 15 all the way through. I've only played like maybe the first couple hours.
Oh, well, you know what, Scott? Maybe you and me should play 15 together. Because I'm actually a wee bit curious to go back and play it now that they have finished it after it released and they've patched it to make
Yeah,
sense.
and it has been redeemed.
It has.
Has been redeemed. It was redeemed quite a while ago.
I was seen. Yeah, no, it was redeemed quite a while ago. What I was intending to do with that was try out the multiplayer and the like DLC campaigns. But if you've not played it, I would happily drag myself through that just to drag you through it because there's so much of it where I want to be there to see your brain just melt and slide out your arse as you try and figure out who wrote this.
Oh man. And the thing is, like, I wonder how much, like, because obviously the DLC episodes, like, they're supposed to be like interspersed through the actual story. Like, the characters, like,
Fuck's sake.
I hear the characters like disappear and reappear with a scar, and then say, "Oh, I can't tell you about that just now." But like,
Fucking
bas-
Gladio.
but basically, with all that stuff put in, I wonder how much more of a complete experience it is.
Yeah, well, apparently it makes sense now, and the ending actually makes sense. So it would be curious to go back and play it in a state where, like I say, it
Yeah.
was finished. Because when I played it, I got it on launch,
Mm.
and the ending, man, I've watched full-on like ending explained videos to try and figure out what the fuck happened there. And normally a Final Fantasy ending has always, or not always, but largely been a bit ambiguous in ways. Like let's look at Final Fantasy VIII's ending, not to give spoilers to it, but there are several interpretations of it that I've seen, and
Yes.
I'm not sure which one I like the best, but each of them are pretty fucking valid. FF7's ending's got some weird stuff to it that you could take to mean one thing or the other thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think we absolutely, when we do our FF8 playthrough, we need to do, round about the end of disc one, we need to have a sort of detailed analysis of the whole Squall is dead theory.
I like that.
Because even though that has been debunked by the developers, like they've said that that was not their intention. They've said that it is they actually said that they liked that interpretation, but it was not the way they wrote it. And I am. I think being able to examine that and like look at it as the game's going on. Because the last time I played it, I had it in kind of firmly in my mind because it was because like I now at that time I had like much more like kind of I was more aware of it, and yeah, I think if you do carry on the game with that as the with that as the as your driving force essentially, if you're thinking that as you play through the rest of the game, it does make a hell of a lot of sense.
It makes the game better for me.
Yeah.
Just straight up better.
It's like it's like when I was talked into
Oh,
watching
what?
the entire. Oh no,
Dude,
it's
I was
like
trying to slide.
it was it was like when I was talked into watching all of the Twilight films. I I got slightly more enjoyment and comedic value out of it because I knew that Robert Pattinson apparently hated the entire experience. And like watching those movies, and looking at that pained expression that he has on his face for 90% of the series, and just thinking of him just hating his life while he's sitting there, like him as Robert, not him as Edward, just like him just hating his life. That made it that allowed me to make my own fun with it.
Yeah. It's like there's plenty here to draw from and have fun with. I'm just gonna go for it. Automatically parry, that was awesome. Drown your flows 4 to 5 rapid strikes, hold and then tap. 3 piercing strikes, hold and tap. Ooh, heavy strikes with ferocious speed. Typhon kick or knockdown. Sick. Let's go for the knockdown. Bap.
We only have one more sword skill to get, one more
That's right,
stance
boys.
skill.
I just need to find this last brother, and I don't know where he is.
But yeah, I am looking forward to that playthrough. I'm looking forward to looking into keeping that in mind when we do it and seeing if that helps our enjoyment of it.
I mean, no.
See if it helps your enjoyment of it. As problem filled as that game is, there is a part of me that does have a fondness for it still.
I guess, like, everybody at some point will find something that's just rotten, but they'll like it for whatever reason. We've all got that thing. Yours is FF8, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine.
And I think it's just because like I was like I was obviously like you where I was around for that that time of Final Fantasy, which was like kind of the golden age, I feel like.
Yes.
The 7 through 10.
But on launch, every one of them on launch. Oh man, what a time to be alive! It was amazing. I still remember going into Brayhead and seeing the FF9 posters up and being like, "Oh, it's time."
Yeah, and like I kind of like I think that there's a part of me that kind of thinks like of those golden age Final Fantasy games, I think 8 has the most problems, but I still enjoy going through it. I enjoyed like going through, going through it again, like getting all the gun blades, getting all the limit breaks, um, playing the playing the way too fun card game.
Yeah, they really
Um,
nailed it with
to,
that one.
to the point that I've told you this already, but to the point that I actually found there's a person on Etsy selling a playable version of Triple Triad that I want to get and play with you.
Yeah, that'd be so much fun. I'd be so into that.
Yeah, I will give you a shout if I ever order it. It's a Canadian shop. I've actually bought some things from them before. I bought a prop of the D&D item, the deck of many things.
Nice.
Which if you've ever heard, have you ever heard of the deck of many things?
Oh yeah. I'm familiar with that bad boy.
Aye.
That's the fucking destroyer of games.
Yeah, that is like, that is the fast track to derail your entire campaign in most cases. And when I brought it into the first long-term campaign I ever had, I kind of wanted to see if I could survive it. And it really did. It really created like some really awesome character moments, but that'll take too much time to go through. Um, but yeah, like I've I've got some stuff from them before. I think it's that guy in the middle of the field we're looking to get. Yeah,
Oh,
this
this
guy.
asshole.
Yeah, we need to stab him.
Oh, okay. Hello. Surprise, motherfucker. Wait, I need his head.
Yep.
Damn it. I got seen try to take his head. What an asshole.
Got it.
Yeah, so I just wasn't paying attention. I'm getting to that point where I'm just like, oh, everything's all nice
Okay.
and fun feeling.
Well, mainline it. If you want to put the blinkers on, I'll get her to our next Gamescom announcement, which is Little Nightmares 3. It's a game series that I've been interested in, but never ever played. It looks like a lot of fun. Kind of little narrative driven, slightly puzzly game, and it's quirky and like Tim Burton-y, and yeah, it's the sort of thing that Emma will play.
Tim Burton primey, because, Tim Burton doesn't really hold much weight anymore for me, unfortunately.
Oh, is he losing his sheen for you now?
A little bit. I mean, what was the last thing you put out where you were just like, oh yeah, this is great?
I mean, I really quite enjoyed the first Alice in Wonderland, but the second one was not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so it certainly looks quirky enough, and there's been enough interest in it and Little Nightmares 2, which Little Nightmares 2 doesn't seem like it came out that long ago.
No, it feels fairly new, but I don't know, time
Yeah.
moves at a weird rate when you're in your 30s.
But the interesting spin-off to this particular announcement is that there is also a new podcast series called The Sounds of Nightmares, which is available later today and tells a new story in the game's universe.
That's kind of cool, a cross-media thing.
Yeah, I do like when games do that.
What's the best?
Okay.
What do you think the best cross-media thing you've seen is?
Oh, I don't know. Are we talking like, official, or are we talking like, is fan content allowed as well? Because like, I mean, I'm sure the Pure Blood Hunt has to be up the Pale Blood Hunt has to be up there somewhere.
Pale Blood Hunt's definitely up there. It's of a quality that feels official.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like there are probably some great examples out there. Is there any that spring to mind for you?
I'm sorry, I was in the kitchen getting more brew. Probably the best ones for me would be the comic tie-ins for certain things.
Yeah, wasn't there a really good Dead Space animation?
There was, yeah.
I remember that being really good.
Yeah, I remember something about that as well. Oh no, do you know what one of the best cross-media things is? Direct story that was added in another medium that is officially canon and is referenced in later things of its original medium. Did you
Hmm.
ever play Enter the Matrix?
I did not, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
That was a sick game. That was so much fun. And it is actually canon to the lore.
yeah, yeah,
And the later Matrix movies reference the characters from the game, and they're actually in the movies.
yeah.
Like it's Niobe.
Do you know what's apparently a really good one as well? There's you know Chronicles of Riddick,
Oh
like Pitch
yeah,
Black, right?
yeah.
Apparently there's a really good game called Escape from Butcher Bay, which is like the story of how Riddick escaped from the prison in the first place before Pitch Black.
Yeah, I've
So,
played that. It's a super janky control game, but it's really
oh
good.
really? Right. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
I heard it was great. And that apparently is canon as well.
yeah, yeah. It's really good. It's just the controls for it. It was like trying to play Killzone.
But I mean, I suppose not that the Riddick canon really means much anymore. It's been retconned to fuck.
Oh yeah, man. That's
Like that third movie. Oh my god! I wish I could. I wish I could erase it from my brain.
hey
Like
man. Car- Carl Urban was in it. He was cool.
Carl Urban was in the second one.
Oh wait, I
He was
think
in Chronicles of Riddick. I'm talking about Riddick, the third film with Dave Bautista in it.
does he not come back as a necromonger lord or something?
So, so the thing is, right at the end of Chronicles of Riddick, he essentially becomes the Lord of the
Oh no,
Necromonger Horde.
wait.
And at the
It's coming back
start,
to me. It's coming back
and
to
at
me. The
this,
third one is when
yeah,
they bring back the little girl as an old girl and try and make her as cool as him, and it just doesn't work.
no, that's in the second one as well.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Maybe you have erased the third one from your brain. I envy you, sir. I envy you.
It starts on a planet, and he's in exile, and he's hiding.
Second one.
Uh, fun story. I actually have the third movie Riddick on Blu-ray because
Uh,
a dear friend of mine, her mum was moving house,
hmm.
and we agreed to help lift some heavy stuff and move it for her. And
Yeah.
we realized that on her bookcase she had five different copies of the same movie. She had
Uh,
five different Blu-ray copies of Riddick, and I mean different, like they had different covers, they were different editions, and we were like, "Whoa, you really like that movie, don't you?" And she was like, "Nope, I accidentally bought them. Do you want them?" So, for helping this lady move house, we all accepted Riddick Blu-rays as payment.
fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, the third movie is not great. First and second, okay. Pitch Black is the better experience. That movie can be enjoyed just on its own.
Yeah, that slaps.
Right. Okay. Next announcement is kind of. I have mixed feelings about it because on the one hand, yeah, I want to see more of it, but I also want this game to come out, and I'm not sure if it's actually real.
Silk Song.
No, even not realer than that. I'm talking about Black Myth
Wukong?
Wukong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, apparently there is there's a new trailer, which has a lot of action, a lot of gameplay, in it, and apparently there was a hands-on preview that IGN got to do earlier on this week.
Press
So
X to doubt everything they say preemptively.
yeah, for sure. But the I don't. I feel like this game, like we've been hearing about it for years. Like every 9 to 12 months, we've had like a little snippet trailer or an extended 15-minute gameplay, like highly curated gameplay segment of it, and no sign of any release window. And it just looks too, in many ways, it looks too good.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, it
That
looks too, it looks
that
too good.
initial
It's not believable.
that initial reveal trailer was just like,
Yeah,
I want this
and
to be real so bad, but
yeah, and as like I'm kind of getting that sort of healthy doubt in my mind about it. Like, is this game ever going to come out? Or are we going to or are we looking at a Beyond Good and Evil 2 situation here?
there's lots of games competing
It's,
for the record now. It's going to take a while, but
yeah.
damn it, they'll have it.
Damn, I'm looking at this trailer just now, like just on mute while we're talking, and once again, looks fucking amazing, and desperately want to see this game come out and be playable. But yeah, it just in a way it looks too good. Like, everything goes. Everything is running a little too smoothly. Everything looks a little too flashy. There's no HUD on the gameplay segments of the trailer.
Sus,
Yeah,
sus.
yeah. It seems like over polished, if that makes sense.
It's just a really polished little vertical slice.
Yeah, yeah. I hope it's real, and like, I mean, there is one point I did think that about Elden Ring. Like when we got, remember when we got that announcement trailer and when we heard nothing for about a year and a half.
You sure you're not thinking about the DLC we're still waiting on?
Well, yeah, but I still think, I mean, I still think that has the potential to be real, because I mean, when you look at the timescales for DLCs for other Souls games, we're still within the time where it's not unreasonable. It's not something that, I mean, the time scales that we've had previously, they have been, like, 6 months or more after the game has come out.
Yes.
So like, I don't think it's out with. It's not suspicious that it's taking a while to get released, especially with FromSoft's release calendar. They have Armored Core to hype up and market just now.
Yeah, Miyazaki's just got to go back down into the cauldrons and start bubbling up some more poison. He's been
There
making
was
rust.
also some stuff in the rumor mill from FromSoft. I don't know if you got this piece of news. But there have been reported leaks from FromSoft, and it's from sources who did leak things about Elden Ring, which turned out to be accurate. So there is a bit of precedent here.
Okay.
But there is rumours that there is a new game that is in development at FromSoft. It's going to be their next big title, their next original IP, and it's supposedly called. It has a working title of. It's called Spellbound. That's the project name. I don't know. Obviously, they don't know if that's going to be the final name, but it's a project, Spellbound, and it is. The way that it's been described is it is a magic focused RPG. So it's going to be like heavily skewed towards magic rather than weapons. You're going to have melee magic, you're going to have ranged magic. You can apparently dual wield different kinds of magic in your left and right hands. You don't use wands or staffs, it's just magic with your hands. And another thing that they've said is that the way that the game is set up is I think this sounds kind of interesting. See what you think. They've said that the map is going to be a sort of open world all round it, but right in the middle of the map is a mega dungeon.
Right.
So the big dungeon of the game is right in the center of the map, and it kind of gives us the impression that we're going to be able to gradually access more of it as we go through the game. We're going to be going into the outside world outside of it to get further into the middle hub dungeon, if you like.
Okay.
And there's no sign of like any images or anything like this. There have been images shown, but they look suspiciously AI generated.
Oh, we don't like that.
Yeah, they look straight out of Mid Journey. But because it's coming from sources that have been proven right before, there is a little bit of weight to this. Not a lot, but there is some potential for this actually being true.
I mean, it sounds about right. You know, they're not going to be working on Dark Souls 4, and
No.
we haven't even finished with the Elden Ring 1, so I don't think we'll be seeing Elden Rings or Elden Ring 2 or whatever they'll call it. It makes
Hmm.
sense for them to go into the grounds of new IP. The problem now lies in, right, we've had Dark Souls, we've refined that formula to the point where, you know, we got Elden Ring, and that was like the culmination of it all. Armored
Yeah.
Core 6 is going to ride off the coattails of that success and hopefully elevate an already beloved series from a niche series into a sort of more well-known open. You know, it's already the first Armored Core game that I've actually taken interest in.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
first one I'm gonna have played ever.
yeah, exactly right. So that I think they're hoping for that for most people, and it seems to be that it's working. You know, Armored Core is getting a lot
Yeah.
more attention than any other Armored Core, so this is going to be another chance for them to take an already established IP in their library and elevate it to the
Hmm.
FromSoft standard, and that's cool. But if we're going into new IP, that's dodgy territory. You know,
Yeah.
that's when you start to set yourself up for like, oh no, it turned out we're only really good at this these one or two things, but when we try and branch out from that, we just don't have it.
Yeah.
And I hope that's not the case. I would hate to see From have a drop off, but they can't all hit. You know, yeah, every Witcher developer's got to have their Cyberpunk.
Well, I mean, the one big spanner in any of these rumors, and that this is something that is, it's been that Miyazaki has said publicly. So he's open about this as his intentions. As the next game he works on is going to be, he wants something that is multiplayer centric.
Mm.
Now the thing is with this is that Miyazaki has also said, and this was after Elden Ring came out, that he would not be taking a back seat, but he would be allowing more FromSoft games to be produced where he was not the director. So like he's allowing other people within FromSoft to take on the director's role. Not everything has to come back to him with these games. He might step in as like a writer or a co-producer, but in his capacity as CEO, he's not directing every game that comes out of FromSoft now.
Well, put it this way, From weren't struggling before Miyazaki was given a shot to make the game he wanted, and he ended up making a game so good that now he's the president of the company. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? In your chair, but actually, and you know, by him
Yeah.
doing this, he gives other people, other Miyazakis, a chance to show what they've got and come up with their thing. So who knows? We might get the next Dark Souls from the next Miyazaki from the same studio, and that would be an awesome little passing of the torch. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like the man has to, he can't just always be doing the same thing, you know? The guy, he was 30 when he decided he wanted to get into games. This is clearly a guy that gets it autistically locked into something for a little while and then goes, nah.
So, uh, so next up, what if you got a game and you didn't have to spend hundreds of
Right,
dollars, but you
hang
were
on.
getting it on Steam instead?
Back up, back up, back up, because I got one more Elden Ring thing
One
for
more
you.
thing, okay.
Yeah, I
One
got a
more Elden thing.
one more Elden thing. I got a closed chat to look at it, but it's an article that I opened up just to save for you.
Hmm.
So, this is coming from Games Radar, and it was published 5 days ago. So, I'm just going to paraphrase as much of it as I can, but there was a player by the name of Demented Enjoyer, and this man is a hardcore grinder.
Okay.
He recently posted that for no specific reason, in quotations, for no specific reason, he spent an entire day grinding runes in Elden Ring, and he managed to amass 4 million runes
Oof.
at level 8.
Right.
So he then put it out to the community and said, "Guys, what should I do? What kind of challenge run should I do with these 4 million runes?" And while they were discussing, what kind of challenge run could be done, he decided to grind out a few more. And it appears that he managed to stockpile. So he was given the suggestion for doing like a bow build with the 4 million, because that way he could make a bow really powerful.
Yeah.
But somebody else came in and came up with another challenge. And essentially, what has happened here is this guy managed to grind until he had 8 million souls, right?
Hmm.
8 million at level 8. And the community challenge, what do you think the community challenged him to do?
It's got to be that he has to not level up anymore and end the game with 8 million or more runes.
Correct.
It's got to be.
Correct. And just to add in a little bit of extra spice, he had to do the run with the bow.
Right, okay.
So he had to do an entire bow run without leveling and without
All,
losing those 8 million souls.
all remembrances?
I don't know the specifics.
Fair enough.
I just know that this is how the run went. I know how the run ended. I know if he was successful or not. Would you like to know, or would
Yeah.
you like to watch it at your own?
I would hazard a guess that he is not successful. I think it would.
No.
I think he'll have maybe have got slightly. He'll have gotten close, and he'll have come up against one of the harder bosses in the game, like Millennia or Placidus Axe or something like that, and he'll have lost it.
Well, let's find out. I'm just going to read on a little bit and see what happened. Mostly because it involves even more farming after I'm done the room farming. I'm a sicko is what he said. Thanks guys, low level farms, culling the population. 10 million mark. Level 8 character. Oh, it doesn't really tell us. They made it to Caelid.
They made it to Caelid.
Oh my god. He made it to Caelid, and what ended the run was arguably the hardest boss in all of FromSoft history. And I think when you hear the name, you will agree that this boss in particular has claimed more lives than any in any other FromSoft game. You want to take a guess?
Was it Gravity?
It was Gravity. You're a fucking genius.
Hey man, like earlier on in this stream, I said I spent over 400 hours in Elden Ring.
Shit, this man knows. Where the fuck am I going? Alton's camp. Okay, right, get it.
It's over there. So yeah, Marvel Snap going on Steam. Yay for those people. Um, Next up was something
Cool.
you were talking about just before stream, which was that Grand Blue Fantasy.
Oh yeah.
And that does seem to be very much of the school of very, very anime RPG. Like, the sort of thing that you would get from Xenoblade or the Tales of games or the East games. Like the very, very, very anime heavy and anime styled games.
Yeah, you put all those games you just said in front of me, and I would just fully believe that it was Sword Art Online. Like I have no idea. I can't differentiate these things. I'm like the stereotype racist person that can't tell anybody apart, but it's with
Well, look,
specifically with anime games.
looking at this trailer, it does look pretty good. There's a shot. There was a shot very early in this trailer with like the airships in this game. They look fantastic, and like they're. I know this is a small point, but like they seem to be the right height in the sky. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like like for the sense of scale to be right.
yeah. No, I get you. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and the combat looks very flashy. Like it's very it looks kind of Genshin actually.
That's what it's all about, though.
um,
Lots of blue hyper beams.
yeah, yeah. And although they are like very very anime styled, the characters look as if they do have a bit of like shading on them. So like it doesn't look like just like hyper colorful anime with no texture at all. It does look like there is some shading, there is some texture to things, and there seems to be a lot of bosses in this trailer that have a sense of scale. There's a lot of big bosses by the looks of things. A lot of
Mm.
really big sprawling landscapes as well.
Yeah, I reckon this is going to be one of your big power fantasy games for sure, where you're just going up against huge godlike monsters and coming out on top, and you're doing it all with the power of God and anime.
Yep, yep. Team up with a bunch of misfits and punch God in the face. That's yeah.
Misfits are almost certainly teenagers.
Yep. Everyone is exactly maybe 2 to 3 years younger than you expect them to be.
They look old enough that you can order a body pillow, but they're not old enough that you should sleep with the body pillow.
Yeah. Next up was another one you were talking about before stream, but I think we're a little bit more interested in, which was Nightingale.
Now, I was not interested in this until this exact trailer that was shown, because this was one of the ones that was shown off as we were starting the stream and I was watching it. I think the original trailer for this really missold this game, because the original footage that came out for Nightingale is back from the Summer Games Fest or whenever that was shown off. I seem to remember it looking very much like almost like a BioShock Infinite type shooter where you were just basically opening stargates and going to different biomes, but you can maybe create your own biomes, kinda, and it looked like the fun was going like, oh, I'm a big weeb, so I'm going to make a like feudal Japanese themed biome and get some samurai shit for my character. Oh, but you like Vikings, so you're going to go to the Viking biome and fight the Vikings and all. No, this trailer that they showed off today makes this game looks good.
Yeah, and it has a sort of like inspiration from a lot of different games in it by the looks of things. Like there's like at first, like I didn't think BioShock at first when I saw it. What I thought was this is multiverse Subnautica. And now that I'm looking at it, something you said just before the stream that I totally now agree with, is that there seems to be a lot more like base building in it. So maybe it's a lot more like Valheim or Ark, where there's like there is a base building element to it as well. There seems to be, it seems to be that you can switch freely between first and third person, which is interesting.
Yeah, like it definitely doesn't look like the game it looked like to begin with, and I'm really happy about that. And we've actually had another example of this happening in the opposite way very recently, so it's nice to have something that looks better than it first looked, because I'm still
Yeah,
reeling about Exo Primal. That should have been
yeah,
amazing. It should have been Vampire Survivors, but really high def with dinosaurs.
yeah. And instead, it looks like somewhere between, I don't know, like
Overwatch.
it looks like I was going to say like Overwatch meets Earth Defense Force.
Yeah, just skip this one, boys.
But no, the Nightingale does look great. I'm curious to see like because a lot of the things in it it looks as if it's taken like a lot of elements from a lot of different things. Like I mean, there's a lot of really big monsters in that trailer where you know you'd be kind of looking at almost like from a Monster Hunter type perspective because the enemies are that big. But there's also like little jobber enemies that run towards you and they've got the camera in first person and they're hacking and slashing like it's Skyrim. And yeah, there's just a lot going on.
To have a favorite looking environment in Ghosts, probably when it goes all spooky forest.
Yeah, you
Like
like Spooky Forest.
yeah, the haunted forest is pretty good. It gives me the Junji Ito vibes. I think there's going to be some kind of weird shit coming at me from the dark.
There is an actual I don't know if you've done it yet, like offline or whatever, but there is a kind of haunted forest type quest in this.
Yeah, I've done that one.
You done that one? Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Aye.
sick.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to follow the lights.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a big dickhead. What kind of weapon you got? Sword
He
and
is a
shield?
sword and board.
Easy peasy.
SNS.
Speaking of Monster Hunter, title update for the PlayStation dropping on Thursday. Primordial Mal
Oh, is
Zero's
it
coming
that?
out.
Is it Thursday?
Yes, sir.
I didn't realise it was that soon. But then again,
Thurs
we are at the end of August, and they did say end of August.
Yep, Thursday's the day we hunt. I'm going to a gig that night, so I'm trying to get as much practice in before then. And do you know, man, there's a really good mechanic at the end of the game that I don't know if you've unlocked yet. I think I told you about it. You gotta
You
do the
told me about it,
anomaly.
but I've not done any of it yet.
Oh man, I didn't tell you exactly what the mechanic is, which, I was saving for you to kind of see on your own, but I'm happy to tell you if you want to know.
Is this the? It's the. I have heard bits and pieces about it because people have been like discussing it in like forums and stuff that have been in for Monster Hunter. It's the Curio modifications.
It is, yes. Do you know what those are? Do you know anything about them?
As far as I'm aware, it's kind of similar to like the sort of Safajiva buffs that you could have in Monster Hunter World.
Kind of, but it's a bit more fleshed out this time, and I think it's a lot cooler. So basically, it's like a gacha, but for
Right.
upgrades for your like buffs to your armor.
Hmm.
So you can, Jen, what the fuck are you doing, man? Uh, so I've got a piece of armor just now that it's my helmet, right? And it's going to be in my final build. So I wanted to buff it up a little bit. So I did the Curio upgrade, and it got 4 extra base defense and +2 to fire resistance. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's pretty good, but let's re-roll those stats. And this time it got +2 defense, but a tier 1 gem slot and some
Ooh.
bonus resistances. I was like, oh, hey, now that gem slot's real handy, so it's kept that. Rolled again. This time it offered me +11 defense, but no gem slots. I was like, nah, I want that gem slot. So you can just keep re-rolling and re-rolling and trying to get a better thing. Sometimes you'll get skills onto them as well.
Okay.
So you could roll, like critical eye 2 onto a piece of armor that didn't have it before and make it way more valuable. And all of the old
Mm.
pieces of armor that you've got will scale up So if you have something that's got really good skills on it and really good like slots, but it's a rarity 7, it's got more upgrade potential than something that's rarity 10. So you can make it as viable as a top tier piece of armor.
That's cool. Because there are very much because of the sort of build that I'm doing in Rise, because it's Affinity Scum. There are certain items, sorry, certain armor slots that I kind of need to have, because I can only get that combination of skills and gem slots from that piece.
Yeah. So this just allows those pieces that are like necessary to your build to be fully realized pieces instead of something like, oh man, I would love to wear the Garangon helm, but it's rarity 7 and it's only
Hmm.
got 104 defense on it instead of 124 upgradable to 158 using armor spheres. God, I've put too much time into this. Hey, we ding.
So next up was a game called Expeditions, a mud runner game. So this is apparently an off-roading open world game where you just off-road wherever you want.
It's big rigs.
Although I don't think you can break the game by reversing in this one.
Fucking big rigs. Legendary game. Legendary.
Uh, Next was Stormgate, which is an upcoming free-to-play from Activision Blizzard. Uh, sorry, my apologies, from former Activision Blizzard developers.
Oh. Well, at least you managed to escape, boys.
um, there is a game called Crimson Desert, which I've not heard of. It's apparently it's made by Pearl Abyss. Are they the people who do Black Desert Online?
Boo, I couldn't tell you. Oh no. Oh, I broke the game.
Oh no!
Yes. Oh, the beta tester should have found this one. Right, come on, Jen. Oh my god, I'm actually stuck. Come on, Jen. Come on, Jen.
Fallen forever between a horse and a
Uh
hard place.
oh. Uh oh. Right, come on. Right, yeah. Ah, there we go.
Hey!
Ah, okay, right. Let's just move you out the way. Lovely. And then squeeze through the rock. That was fun. Everything works exactly how it should.
So yeah, so it is. It's the South Korean developer behind Black Desert Online. This is now their new thing, Crimson Desert. Keeping it imaginative, guys.
They're really into deserts.
Yeah, really into deserts. But yeah, it's kind of like it appears to be sword combat. There's bow and arrow fighting. There's fighting and hearts back. It just looks like another kind of MMO in that sort of same vein.
Yeah, I'm just not. I don't have the time for an MMO anymore.
Uh, Next up was Age of Empires 4 Anniversary Edition, which is coming to Xbox. I did you ever play any of the Age of Empires games?
Not really my kind of thing. You know, it's
Yeah, were you
see,
not an RTS person?
no, I am, but not when it's like fantasy, like realistic fantasy, like medieval fantasy, or historical stuff like that. See if
Yeah.
it's an RTS like fuck, I'm struggling to think of them. Like XCOM's fucking brilliant because I'm going up against aliens and
Yeah.
doing weird cool shit, or something like some of the old like Warcraft kind of titles. That kind of shit's
Well, I mean,
cool.
XCOM I would have in a different category. That's more of a tactical combat game, whereas like an RTS, I would kind of have that more as like your sort of base building, resource management, army controlling kind of thing.
There's no way I can make that jump, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's possible. I think you may have to scale down this rock and across a gap and, over to the next one.
Right.
We may have to go down before we can go up. Oh no,
Uh,
wait. Actually, you can see the swingy things down the bottom. So just underneath.
oh yeah, I see it. Nice.
Yeah.
No, I think the RTS game that I probably spent the most time with was like Dawn of War.
Okay.
Really like Dawn of War or Command and Conquer. I spent a lot of time playing Command and Conquer.
I like Command and Conquer, but specifically the Red Alert games because they were wacky.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I played Command and Conquer, Red Alert, and Tiberian Sun, and got the full like spectrum of C&C games. Red Alert was
Yeah.
definitely the one. That was the one.
Yeah. Next up, we have Killing Floor 3, which is hordes and hordes of mechanical zombies by the looks of things.
I think I've got one of them as part of PS Plus, or it's available as PS Extra. I don't know. It's not one that I've played. No comment.
Next up, there was another trailer for Armored Core 6. There was the official launch trailer. Like I've said that I said this before when they released the story trailer, but like I now feel that after watching that story trailer, I now know less about the story of the game.
Typical from.
Yeah, typical FromSoft. But from what I've managed to gather about the story so far, and yeah, I don't know, have I discussed this already? But
Maybe.
I've been doing a bit of Lorman homework,
Okay.
trying to look into what the story of this game might be, and in the trailers that we've seen so far, there's a bit which is presumably near the beginning of the game, where you and a bunch of other pilots are going up against what looks like a big mobile fortress, and the like one by one all your companions fall, and then you two get get taken down, but not before you release an EMP and destroy the thing. Now, one of the kind of core elements, and it keeps cropping up in the dialogue that we're hearing, is that you in a bid to get into the kind of main like kind of scenario of the game, you need to assume a call sign, because as you've been like defeated on the battlefield and lost, your entire unit's gone. You need a call sign to access the network or whatever it is, and you assume the call sign 621 Raven, which isn't yours. Apparently, it belongs to another character, another NPC historically within the game, and you're going to be coming across you come across characters that know this call sign but don't know you. They maybe know
Oh.
the previous holder of it,
Oh no.
and they've maybe served on missions with the previous holder of this call sign, and maybe feel a certain way about them, good or bad. And by the sounds of things, we're going to be getting stories where we're meeting characters that have met the original Raven, 621, and like maybe they've done good things or bad things, and created rivals or friends, or and I think Vati put it best in one of his analysis that I watched. He says, FromSoft are going to make us cry about robots, aren't they?
Absolutely. Also, speaking of Vati, Vati face reveal happened.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure he's revealed his face in the past, but I think that was the first time I've ever seen it, and I don't know how to feel. He's not he's not what I expected him to look like.
He is overwhelmingly average looking. He looks like human male template A.
Is he saying his character creator sliders are on the presets somewhere?
Yeah, he definitely feels a bit kind of default. He looks like he drops common loot,
I'm
is what I'm saying.
I'm not sure if that's mean or not.
That's probably mean. I know I
Yeah,
look like I
probably
drop
mean.
common loot. I look like I drop cursed loot.
I probably dropped food.
You Oh, you're one of those dudes that drops the chicken that gives me the health. Nice. Gotta prioritize that guy.
Next up, we have. Also, like I meant to ask. Obviously, I've been like kind of gushing on and off about how excited I am for Armored Core. How are you feeling about it? I've
I,
because you're the same as me. You've not played an Armored Core game before.
it looks absolutely dope. I really want to play it. I just don't have any cash money right now.
Well, we'll
So,
get there.
yeah, I mean, maybe I'll exploit one of my loving parents and see if I can get them to pay buy the game for me. Even though that's it's not quite the same game it used to be. You know, you used to be able to wangle 30 quid here and there, but now it's like, can you please give me 1/3 of your rent?
One thing we'll need to do, just for a laugh, is if we can find one more player. If we can find one more player, we will be able to engage in 3v3 PvP.
All right, boys, who wants to join the mech unit? We're going to try and become the world champions in mech PvP.
Because you can 1v1, but apparently the other PvP game mode is 2 teams of 3, which could be interesting.
What a kick in the dick that must be. Imagine you're Capcom and you've
Hmm.
got Exo Primal and you're like, guys, it's 5v5 mech combat and we're going to release like 10 more mechs as soon as the game comes out and there's so many mechs, it's mech combat and everybody's like, whoa, look at this game, you can do 3v3s, whoa.
But I think, I mean, with Exoprimal, like, did people really want PvP from that? As
Hell
far as
no.
I understand, as far as I understand, like the PvP was not well received, and like a lot of people were looking for a reason to switch it off,
I told you,
and
man,
and it
I
was like
want.
it was mandated in the way that the gameplay progresses in a lot of the levels.
Yeah, like I told you, man, I really wanted just vampire survivors with dinosaurs, and
Hmm.
that's not what we got in the demo, and it's really like not only has the hype train stopped, the hype train has encountered somebody who is willing to suplex it, and they did.
But yeah, like this weekend is a bank holiday weekend, and therefore a long weekend for me. And AC is arriving on Saturday, so I'm gonna get a good run at it this weekend. I will let you know on Tuesday how it is,
Please do.
and I'll let you know if I've been able to Gundam to the extent that I want to.
A final request. What time we at? We get 2 minutes, right? We'll try and run through this
Yeah.
as quickly as possible and finish up on time. Have you any plans for after the stream?
We are. I believe Emma is going to be going back into FF16 after the stream
Oh, hype!
because we have just to let you know where we have gotten to. But you can obviously talk about this more in depth on Thursday. Sorry, on tomorrow night, I guess.
Yeah, shy surprise
So
everybody.
I know, yeah. I forgot for a moment there that it is a reschedule, but to let you know just the cliff notes of where we have gotten to now. Emma has reached the. She is she has felled not one but two mother crystals, uh, and we have lost a dear beloved member of the cast.
Edith? Did Sephiroth do this?
And yeah, so there's two mother crystals, and she's also met one of her new favorite non-player characters. She is really enjoying Uncle Byron.
Oh, Byron. Yeah. Make a
I
live
love
action
Byron.
and make a live action and have him played by that one dude. You know the one I mean?
What one dude?
That fucking guy. What's his name? Um. Piss. IT Crowd. He was the boss. You're gonna hate me
Matt
for this, but I fancied the
Matt
day
Berry.
off. Yeah, have him played by Matt Berry.
He's my fantasy cast for Tom Bombadil if they ever do if they ever adapt him to media.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Ring-a-rillo.
All right. Do you know what? This little village, this village seems like far enough. We can bookmark it here. I'll do a little bit of pissing around. I'll just tell this quest it can wait.
Mm.
Do a little bit of pissing around between streams, and then next week we will finish off all of the available tales. How many we got? Tales. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the character ones. I'll do these ones off stream. These 4 here that are just like little minor ones.
Yeah.
And we'll save that one as well.
Well, you could actually, to be honest, the Unbreakable Gosaku, you could actually start because I mean, if you wanna do like the animation thing on stream, fair enough. But like, if you're doing like little settlement things in between, you're gonna get some of the keys for that quest anyway
Yeah, I've actually had
because you
quite a
need to collect
few.
6 keys.
Yeah, I've had quite a few from going around them. It was the ones that were marked in red, which I don't seem to be able to
Yeah,
see any of just now. Did I clear all of them?
you might have done, yeah.
Oh, sick. All
So
right, cool.
you might be taking that quest only to hand it in.
Awesome. Maybe I should do that now.
Do you want to? Yeah, let's see if we
Yeah,
can. Just to end off our stream, let's see if we can accept and hand in this quest immediately.
why not? After all, why not?
Plus, we get a cool animation
Let's see.
because it's a legend quest, so we get a cool calligraphy style animation.
Cool. Right, that's my bow upgraded. Where is the Legends Bay? He's behind me.
Yep, it is. It'll be Yamato, the bard, the
Yamato.
storyteller.
Well, let's see, what am I up to after the stream? I think I'm gonna turn on probably Monster Hunter, let's be honest.
Meant to ask. I was going to ask this this off stream, but I'll just ask it now. Did you kill that atrocious boss we found in Returnal?
No,
Did you kill that thing yet? No. Oh,
no, no.
that was fucking crazy. We did some co-op, by the way, just so you know what we're talking about, guys. We did some co-op for Returnal in between streams, and yeah, it was an a night shift we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played that shit all night, and we got to a boss that Dargo hadn't found yet. We got to the end of the biome that we were both in, and I do not know how we're going to kill this thing.
With skill and determination, my friend, the same way we took down Pantheon 5, same way we took down Alatreon, same way you will take down Fatalis.
A that redemption arc is coming at some point.
Oh, I'm all for it. How do
I'm going to squash Fatty one of these days.
How did I get this to stop?
To stop what?
The tail that I'm
Oh,
currently on.
that's how you're in. You should just be able to accept the new one, and it will basically
Ah,
overtake it.
got it. I just was being impatient.
Here we go.
So cool.
The Gasaku armor was one that I did take all the way to maximum because, as you know, the armor does improve like in visually.
My god, look at it, it's a Magnum Aloe.
Yeah.
賊の打ちかかりてきたるに吾作恐れて手が震え足なんと思うとき賊の剣を鎧が弾き吾作はたじろぐことも
It's the Berserker armor.
He's Havel the Rock.
夜めきなど吾作は不可思議にも意図静かなる心地して吾作の勇を憐れみし
He's got a big fluffy sword as well.
He does. I'm not a big fan of those. Think about it, right? You take one good swing at somebody, you get some blood splatter on it, and suddenly the fur's all like matted.
You will have to wear one for one of your trophies, just briefly.
Okay. I haven't even looked at the trophy list for this yet. I'm just assuming that it's the same logic as a newbie game, and I just have to collect everything.
Well, one of them you are going to have to wear the Tanuki themed sword to dress as a legendary thief, which is the
Kisaragi?
No, it is the reference that I mentioned before. It just says in the trophy, just dress as a legendary thief, but those who know will know.
Are you telling me that there is a Sly Raccoon costume in this game?
Indeed.
Where is it?
So yeah, you get like it is a particular armor, headband, and sword combination you need to have on.
Holy shit! I can turn into Sly Cooper. All right.
Because like I say, because it's the same studio that made both of them.
Ah, piss, there's 2 farms left. Oh well. Next time, boys.
Next time, go Saku's armor then.
Yeah. Alright. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a blast. We'll be back tomorrow with FF7, where we will be continuing down our path, heading towards the kind of mid to end point of this too, I think.
Nice.
There's going to be a lot of really spicy stuff happening. We're going to get a nice AMV. We're going to get a nice, FMV. We're going to get a nice FMV. We're going to get a nice big story change, big chunk. It's really exciting.
We are going to get out of the snowfield, I promise.
Oh yeah, we're going to scale a mountain and get out of that shit first, and then we're going to do some stuff. We're actually going to get some freedom soon. I'm very excited.
Oh, freedom. Flying freedom?
Potentially.
Ooh.
Alright, everybody, take it easy. Peace and much love. We out. Bye.
Bye.
And oh no, I'm doing the wrong thing. Now everybody can hear me still. Close game. Nope, I went back to game. Oh my god, it's all falling apart.
My God.
Don't say anything, sir.